Lydia Walter. Why East Coast Bowhunting Podcast?
Because neither one of us wear pink camo.
East Coast Bowhunting Podcast. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Look, man, I'm from Wisconsin. I listen to the East Coast Bowhunters because you don't get anything more real than these guys.
Because East Coast Bowhunting sets the standards for keeping its listeners informed on everything that matters in the hunting industry.
It's nice having somebody, local and represent the East Coast for us.
The East Coast is going to saddle up.
Number one source for slaying whitetails on the East Coast.
Well, you might see Jesus if you actually choose something that'll get you into heaven.
Why East Coast? Why not? I'm East Coast, baby. That's how we roll. Chew on that.
Come on the show a stranger, and you feel like one of the boys when you leave.
Because I get my hunting camp anytime I want.
There's some absolute monsters roaming the East Coast, and I think it needs a little attention, so why not bring it to the East Coast Bowhunters Podcast?
Man, because East Coast is a tight-knit crew, and y'all like me. Raw, real, no bullshit.
Because you guys are hometown boys. I love you guys.
This is Curt Geier with Working Class Bowhunter, and East Coast Bowhunting Podcast is the only hunting podcast I'll tune into.
Hey, hello there. Come on in, grab a beer. If you're at home, crack one with us. Sit back, chillax, have a beer, and let's talk deer. We are here at Shabeen Brewing tonight in Wolcott, Connecticut. Shabeen. Hiding in the mountains of God's heaven. And we're here talking new Hunter Recruitment. This is the East Coast Bowhunting Podcast, and I'm your boy D-Rock, here with Trev,
Ryan,
Luke,
Rich.
This show is brought to you by Shabeen Brewing, the Hunter's Beer. 100 Demons, East Coast hardcore music, known worldwide. Trev's Euros, for all your Euromount needs. Encore Targets, self-healing targets to self-heal your pockets. Meyer Trail Cameras, who's on your hit list? Outright Hunting Products. The Morph Pro is the last bow hanger you'll ever buy. Death Wish Coffee, fueled by death. Ethics Archery, it's like steroids for your arrows. Tree Thrasher, imitate the wild. Nor'easter game calls, get them in close. ECB turkey pot calls are hot. Get your blood series right now. This show is driven by Scranton Motors and powered by Scranton Power Sports. We saddle up with the leader in mobile hunting, Wild Edge Inc. This show is presented by Working Class Bowhunter. Not just a podcast, but the brand in the hunting industry. East Coast Bowhunting Podcast is here as always for new and old hunters by sharing our experiences in the woods through playing and slaying. What's up?
What's up, D-Rock?
What's up, fellas?
I'm happy to be here.
What's happening, boys?
Lou, Rich, what's going on?
Rich is not paying attention.
No, Rich is
I got my questions here. I got to prepare. I'm doing my homework.
That's crazy.
I love it.
Yo, Trev, you got your phone, yeah?
Yeah.
Let's keep that on the table right here. I might have to use it for sound effects.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, good idea. You're going to need that.
So, everybody, welcome. We're running live. We got Facebook to my right, IG to my left. So, we're streaming.
We're streaming. We're on.
We're streaming. We're on. We'll
Sweet.
probably publish this on Wednesday, but this is for, what'd you call it earlier, Trev?
I don't recall.
Come on.
You have a word for it, Trev.
For the main supporters, we're doing this live for them.
Right.
Patronage.
Oh, yeah. Patronage.
Patriots?
The Patriots?
He hasn't even had that many beers.
Exactly.
I just
I'll
love
say that 10
Patriot
times
account.
fast.
I love putting them on spot. It's my specialty. So what's good? Well, what happened this past week for you, Ryan?
D-Rock, what's good, man? Been roosting some birds, of course. In real life here, we're a couple days before opening day of turkey season here. It's been roosting birds. Came home to my house, my camp the other day. There was a bunch of strutters in the field. Called them right in. Actually called the hens in. They were going nuts. Tom's followed, walked right by me. So I'm itching, ready to kill some birds.
Itching for the glitching.
Itching for the glitching, man.
Shit. What about you, Trev? What you got this past week?
Just chilling, hanging out, scouting, shed hunting, getting the boots on the ground and trying to find some turkeys. Found a ton. Really excited. A lot of good things coming. Found some really good news today that we won't release yet, but I'm really, really excited about the upcoming turkey season.
Word. What you guys get into? Lou, what you get into this past week?
Oh man, the last week here has been really, really busy. We recently launched the Connecticut Brewery Collective, which is amazing. We have a collection of brewers now as part of the family that I'm really excited about. It's going to be pretty cool.
Can you elaborate a little bit on that? What exactly
let the
that
big
is?
man do that.
Yeah, big man, Rich.
Put me on the spot,
Rich
right?
Bosco.
Well, we've been contract brewing for other brewers for the past 4 years, and what we decided to do was kind of give them the showcase of our tap room and our distribution, and allow people to take their home brews and their own ideas and recipes that don't have the money to be able to open up their own brewery and open up our brewery. We coordinate with them, but it's all their beer and it's all their recipe and it's all their designs, but they become part of the collective that's here at Shabine, but it's more than just Shabine at this point. It's adding of those other different elements and other brewers, and so it's something we've been working on for the past 4 years, and we decided to make it more official. So the tap room now is a very elaborate collaboration and incubator for other brewers that want to be able to start up but don't have the capital to start.
Sort of like how the turkeys are incubating their eggs, right?
Yeah, exactly.
A little hatchery.
Pretty much, yeah.
Because it is breeding season
It's a
right
flock.
now.
Well, we've launched a lot of brewers here that people don't realize. Greater Good started here, Fat Orange Cat as well. We've had a bunch of brewers over the years. Pioneer started out here, and so what we did is just kind of formalize it a little bit more and open the space up in the tap room, and like I said, allow for our self-distribution as well. So we're really excited. This has been in the works for a lot of years, and as Lou was saying, is we've been ramping up quite a bit in the past couple of months, if not past couple of weeks, and so we're excited and little frazzled. So,
That's cool because that's really cool that you guys are kind of bringing the unity in the beer world. Yeah. Because that's exactly our mission as well. Is in the hunting industry, we're actually promoting the unity. Because we need to save conservation numbers as it is, because conservation numbers were down this past year. And the only way we're really going to accomplish that goal is by respectfully coming together. I know it sounds a little cliche, but the only way it's going to work.
Right.
It's the only way that it's going to work.
Oh, yeah. And the thing is, we've been doing this, like I said, almost the past 4 years, where we've had such a knowledge base that have come through of different brewers and different concepts and ideas and thoughts. And like I said, we kind of formalized it as opposed to it just kind of, it's been organically building over the past couple of years. And so this is a very formal release of it, being the Connecticut Brewery Collective. And we're just excited. In fact, one of the major releases is this Friday. We have Skull's Brew House that's going to be launching on Friday. And
that's dope.
Yeah,
that sounds cool.
Dope,
yeah. Adam is just so excited, and we've let him loose on our pilot system, and he's just been brewing like mad now. So.
Word. I'm liking that. So real quick, I just want to thank Gator Outdoors out of Iowa on helping us promote tonight's episode. They're out there doing their part, promoting out in the Midwest, pushing today's episode live right now. So thank you, Gator Outdoors. Thank you, Gator Outdoors.
Thanks, guys.
They're an outdoor gear and graphic sales company. They offer all the brands us East Coast boys believe in, including all the outdoor group has to offer, like Elite Archery, Slick Trick Broadheads, Camex Crossbows, etc. They are a new company that has grown rapidly, and they'll be adding more brands before hunting season kicks off this fall. They also specialize in vehicle wraps, signs, banners, and outdoor personalization. Visit the website at www.gatoroutdoors.com and follow them on all social media platforms. Gator Outdoors, outfitting the working class.
I love him.
Yeah. Wade Borman, hit him up on social. He's doing the unthinkable, starting small, growing big. He's basically going to be the one-stop shop in the hunting industry. Not to compare it to anything, but he's going to be the new Amazon for the hunting industry.
And not even that, but his support. As soon as I logged on to Instagram, he was on it already. Gator Outdoors popped up first one.
That's what I'm saying. Commitment.
It's awesome, man.
And he's driven, and the best part of everything, he's a family man at home, really go-getter. He reminds me a lot of myself. I'll put it to you this way. He's like, D-Rock, I'll come fly out to Connecticut so we can shake hands and make this official. So big things to come with Gator Outdoors. Keep them in your sights, and they're going to have a lot to offer.
They're going to be nationwide?
Yeah. They already are. We're just trying to collaborate and get a lot of people on board. The unity.
Nice.
The unity.
Yeah.
It's sort of like a beer collective, but in the hunting industry.
Cool.
More or less. Cool. Really cool.
The Amazon of the hunting industry.
Word.
I like that. I like that.
Damn, your phone is kind of slow here.
Yeah, well, we're in the dirty.
Dirty. What's up, my fellow savages? And welcome back to the weekly Whitetail News, brought to you by Ryan the Porn Star.
I like that.
You like that?
I love it.
Is that your new nickname? Or
No, that's been my nickname since what, episode 1, 2,
Episode 1. Actually, before we even recorded.
It was quick. It happened quick.
How's your woman like that? How's that going at home? Oh, okay. Kind of grew on you a bit?
She's Miss Porn Star.
Oh, nice. All right. Film's coming out soon.
Yeah, very soon. Very soon. Keep a lookout for that. For those of you who have still not committed to the second annual traditional way Hunters Shoot and Swap meet at the Coscob Archers Club, clear your calendars because it is this Sunday, April 28th. You guys all know that date, April 28th. Even though I've been beating it into your heads, I'm sure there's still
with
some...
With what? Beating it in our heads with what, though?
My words.
Because I'm...
My words.
Is this a good cock block right
Yeah, that was a good cock block.
Forearm up.
Cock block for the porn star.
No!
Come on, get out. Get out.
They're small and hairy. No.
Back
again. Definitely hairy, but they are small.
Rich is ready with the
Yeah, so I'm ready to defend myself.
Rich loves the bone.
Rich, I told you, I got 2 of those.
I love this.
So I'm sure there's still a lot of you that have not committed to it, but you got to get out there. And don't forget that not only will we be there recording, shooting, and having one hell of a good time, we will also be announcing the winners to 2 of our giveaways that you are too late to enter. So these are going to sound great to you for our new listeners, but it's too late to enter. That deadline has already passed.
You snooze, you lose.
Snooze, you lose. First, we'll be doing the Pin 'em and Stick 'em Outdoors print. $50 gift card in the skinning set. Second will be the first.
Wait.
Yes, whoa.
Pin 'em and stick 'em?
No, it wasn't pin 'em and stick 'em.
Oh, my bad. No,
Ryan off grid.
Yeah.
Ryan off grid.
Ryan the Buddha.
Ryan the It's all.
I apologize, guys. That was Chris Silk.
Yeah, Chris Silk's the man, though, so we can shout him out because he's involved with the East Coast.
He is the man. You're right.
It's Ryan the
Buddha. This is
Ryan
Ryan
the
the
Buddha.
Buddha. Take him outdoors. Take him
Yep.
outdoors. I
There
knew that
you
off
go.
the top of my head. Wrote it down wrong. But this is for Ryan the Buddha. Take him outdoors. This is the print, the $50 gift card, and it is also going to be the skinning knife set as well.
And to follow up on that was a listener who donated that $50 gift card.
Yes,
yeah, shout out to who?
Tom
Lowak.
Yeah, I didn't know how to say
Lowak.
that. Yep, Lowak. I didn't graduate high school, so I don't know.
Yes, you did. Barely, but you did.
Yo, homeboy made some deer sticks for us. He's got them saved for us.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
So, second, I apologize about that, Ryan the Buddha, but a quick shout out to Chris Silk on that. Second off, we'll be doing the first ever East Coast Bow Hunting Series arrows. These are donated by Gary Hall at Q&amp Custom Arrows. They're one of a kind. No one else out there has these. So do yourself a favor. Be sure to come find your East Coast boys at this Coscob shoot, so don't miss out. Now, there are some lucky slayers all over the country that are taking out these monster toms while we are still chomping at the bit. Now, again, we are still waiting for turkey season here when this episode comes out. It may have already been turkey season, but shout out to some of our boys. Connor Wakefield, a.k.a. the Whitetail Drifter. Whoop, whoop. My brother, Porn Stash Doug.
Yep. Yeah, Dougie Fresh with the cookie duster.
A.k.a. Doug Schmidt, a.k.a. Dougie Fresh with the cookie duster, as D-Rock said. He's from Working Class Bow Hunter Podcast. Our boys Larry McCoy and P. Vitti from the Outdoor Group, all being successful so far, putting that turkey dinner on the table. Now, how can I forget...
I want some of that turkey breast.
Now, how can I forget our buddy Greg Stagg? He is traveling the country with his kids, and they are killing birds everywhere they go. Now, they're posting on social media. They're getting some awesome birds, getting some awesome quality time with each other, and they're getting it done. Now, I can go all day long giving props to all of my fellow slayers, but the last shout-out goes to JJ Lawhorn.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, boy.
Someone crack a shebeen for JJ.
Yeah.
Who's going to crack one?
Let's do it.
Crack a shebeen for him.
This is out of Tennessee.
Shebeen. There you go, JJ.
Now, JJ is out there getting it done with his smoke pole, man. He does it all old traditional smoke pole, loads his own loads, and he's getting it done, killing some serious paintbrush toms out there.
I'm sorry, I can't take you serious, Ryan the porn star, talking like that. Can you use better choice of words?
Smoke pole? You like smoke pole?
and using his own loads. I don't know.
Loading his own loads, man.
Muzzle loader. He's using a muzzle loader using black powder. Rifle.
But that's what JJ's into, and it's awesome, man. He's killing them. He's getting it done. But here in CT, today is Monday the 22nd, and your East Coast boys are waiting for the Wednesday the 24th until we can finally pop some heads. And
we're going to be popping.
Oh, we're going to be popping
We
heads.
got decaps in the studio.
Decaps are here.
Oh, we have a question.
We have a question.
We have a question coming in.
Okay. Gator Outdoors, what's up?
Shout out,
what's
Gator.
Up,
Wade?
Yeah. What's up out in Kansas?
Kansas, hell yeah.
Hell yeah, tattooed in the wild. Tattooed in the wild in the house. Everyone's streaming wild.
What do you got over there?
What do you got over there, Michelle?
Whitetail Drifter.
The Drifter.
Drifter.
What up, Connor?
What up, bro?
Congrats on the birds, brother.
Who else we got over there, Michelle?
Anybody good?
Anybody?
They're all good, Trev. Damn, Trev.
I'm sorry.
Spitting on
I
them.
was just being funny.
Ned, shout them out. Shout them out.
Shout them out, Shell. Let me help you.
Oh, what's up, man? Jacob, what's going on?
Jacob, how we doing, brother?
What we got?
Sarah Ann checking in. We got Reinhardt, Jay Kraft, Whitetail Drifter.
Woo. Yeah.
What's up, guys? Hell yeah.
Talk louder. Talk louder.
Than me. That's Ryan.
Who's talking louder? Who am I talking louder than?
Field to the Fork.
Damn, everyone's up.
Hell
joining.
yeah. So
Nice.
we're glad everyone's
Yeah, we're doing
joining
good.
in here.
East
What else
Coast
you got?
time,
Yeah.
Western East Coast.
Y'all get
Yeah.
around, man.
Yeah.
Damn.
We're whores of the podcast. We're whores. We get
try
around.
to at least.
Well,
we try to whore around a little bit.
Who doesn't like to be a little bit of a horse sometimes?
I got to order a beer. How do I get a beer around here?
Just order
Watch
through
this.
the PA.
I'd like a Pilsner, please.
Pilsner.
Simply
Pilsner
beer?
up in front, please.
Bartender.
Barkeep.
Lauren's on it. She's all over it. man.
Word.
She's-
All right. What else you got,
But,
Ryan?
so back to your regular scheduled program. So as I told you guys before, we're a couple days away here. We're chomping at the bit and to pop some heads. And you can bet your ass we know right where the birds are, and we are having some serious sleepless nights. I don't know about you guys, but I'm dreaming turkeys. I'm hearing gobblers in my sleep.
I'll take a
I
John
wake
Beer.
up thinking I'm hearing them.
You sleep?
A little bit. I sleep more than you do.
John Beer. I'll take a John Beer.
So stay tuned for some killing brought to you by the East Coast boys and some future huge news, as Trev released a little bit of a hint on. Some huge news coming from the East Coast that you'll have to tune into some future episodes, and of course tune in to hear about our future kills very soon. And that is the Whitetail News brought to you by Ryan the Porn Star. And as always, D-Rock.
Send us your nudes.
Caddy.
Oh, wait.
Oh, wait.
It's news?
It's news.
Oh, nudes.
Send
Send
your
us
nudes.
your nudes.
I don't want your nudes. Send me your nudes.
Well, send all the nudes to Ryan.
No.
Yeah, send them all.
Send us to Caddy.
If you can find them, send them.
Caddy Cowboy will do it. All right, cool. Let's get to it, right? Let's cut into it.
You guys give me great ideas for more questions.
Oh,
I'm
this is
still
great.
going now.
This is great.
Keep going.
All right, so
We're in
let's just
trouble.
explain to the first-time listener tuning in on Wednesday or streaming live right now. So if you're just chiming in on Facebook or IG, what we got going on today is new Hunter Recruitment. Shabeen burp.
Shabeen.
So what we have going on is possible or potential aspiring bow hunters right in front of us, and they have a list of questions to ask us, and I think we're going to get embarrassed and we're going to be humbled.
Yeah, I'm interested in this. I don't know what's coming.
I got no
some of the questions
He
are
wasn't here, so he
actually
doesn't know the
legit.
questions.
Oh, no.
Oh, you guys know the questions.
Lou knows me pretty well. I am a man of research. I have researched things. I'm also here to embarrass the hell out of you. So there's going to be a lot of good stuff in here.
That's
so.
pretty hard to do because
Unless you-
I embarrass myself quite often.
Yeah,
Well, then this will be easy for you then.
Oh, perfect. So it's like every day in D-Rock world,
I guess
right?
unless you have baby pictures, you ain't embarrassing me. No.
Baby pictures, I still have a mustache, guys.
Saddle up.
Actually, it's the porn pictures I got a hold here. So,
What website is that?
well, I'm not giving away my sources.
Oh boy!
All right, let's. So first time listener, this is a new. Yeah. I don't want to describe what that was, but anyways, new Hunter Recruitment. The tables are turned. We're going to be interviewed by non-hunters and aspiring hunters to be. So everyone brace yourself because this should be interesting. So let's kick it off. Rich, what do you got for us? Actually, before we get quite into it, for the people that don't know you guys, tell us who you are, where you're from, and where we can find you. Rich, you go first.
Okay, I guess I'm up. Hi, I'm Rich. I'm the master brewer and co-owner of Shabeen Brewing.
This is our second time we've done a podcast, and it's, in fact, the last time we were talking, we decided to turn the tables this time around because I had a ton of questions I wanted to ask the last time. So I've been actually researching the past couple of weeks. So we've been brewing like mad here, but I'm very, very interested in what you guys do, and we love having you here as well, too. I wish everybody could see this. Hopefully everybody that's streaming it right now, the brewery just looks amazing. And these guys have taken over our main beer hall. And there's antlers everywhere. There are bows everywhere. There's arrows. It just looks wicked cool in here. So, and the way the room is set up as well too. It's really interesting the fact that we can pipe all the sound through the PA system, so you can hear it in the bar. And we have a big glass window, so you can actually see us broadcasting live as well too. So we highly recommend, because we're going to be doing this again. So
without a doubt,
yeah, we highly recommend you coming down here and just seeing the whole experience and just watching the whole thing. These guys put a great show on, and we just absolutely have a ton of fun doing this stuff. So salute to everybody. So cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks for having us. Salud.
Thanks for having us, Rich. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. We love you guys. We love coming here.
Cheers. All right, so Lou, you're up. Lou's our head brewer. So
what's up, Lou? Tell us who you are,
Lou,
where you're from, and where we can find you.
Lou Vega, head brewer, Sabine Brewing, part of the Brewery Collective now. I am born and raised here in Connecticut. Grew up most of my life in Bridgeport. You can find me almost every day, basically Sunday through Thursday. You can find me here at the brewery. My Fridays and Saturdays are my family days, so I'm chilling with the fam.
Amen to that.
Other than that, man, other than wife and kids and having a blast being a father and all that stuff, my every day is essentially immersed in brewing beer, and I have a boatload of other interests, including hunting. I've been
and survivalistic
survival stuff. I was a mixed martial arts competitor and teacher for a long time and all that stuff.
So you karate chopping like deer in the woods out the tree?
I wonder if it would work.
I don't know.
Just back spine
them real quick,
right? Just like
that
a real.
Just give me another good question idea.
Right, like a real quick. Could you round kick a turkey and be able to take it home?
Absolutely.
Is that all right?
You can.
If you're behind a blind, maybe even the ghost blind, the mirror blinds, you might be able to do that. Shameless plug to that.
So that's actually now a serious question. Has anybody ever gone hunting where they've taken live game down with their bare hands?
I think
there was a dude recently that took down, what was it? It was a mountain lion, right?
Yeah,
with his bare hands. I did a news on that
in Colorado, right?
Naked choke, right?
So dead up, so straight up, naked. I think it was basic rear naked choke.
Yeah,
and he went off almost on a bulldog choke.
Yeah,
and
I think you're right.
He just kept cranking.
Yeah, he got it done.
Yeah, shout out Ben Askren. Where are you? Ben Askren with the bulldog choke.
Funny story is I went pheasant hunting one time and I didn't want to shoot it.
That is funny. Wow.
That's fucked up.
I didn't want to shoot it out of the tree because it's bad for when you have a dog to show that you can shoot out of the tree, because then they would point it or push it up into the tree, and then they would then you just shoot it out of the tree, and then it gets away from the basics of what the dog is supposed to do. So anyways, I actually climbed a fucking pine tree and grabbed the whole of the pheasant from my bare hands.
I do recall that.
Wow. No shit.
And it didn't fly away. It just stayed there the whole time?
They're stock birds. They live in pens.
That's a dumb bird.
That was a pigeon that you actually got.
They're waiting for Trev to climb up that tree. Yeah.
It's funny. Sometimes turkeys are that way. Like, you'll shoot them and they'll be like in such shock that you have to run up and snap their neck.
Really?
Yeah.
Or the others just stand there and wait for you to shoot them.
Yeah, that too.
They kick the dead bird and they try to fight it and stuff.
I know, that's fucked up, right?
And you're like, I want to shoot all of you guys, but I ain't got no tags left.
Damn. All right, so let's cut into it. You have a whole list. Let's see.
I got more questions.
Oh, yes, I actually have a ton of questions. They're broken up in two major sections. There's knowledge questions.
There's an outline here,
right? And there's gonna be a quiz at the end as well.
Yeah.
Too,
have you met Richard Disco?
I'm taking notes, Rich. Don't worry.
I got my cheat sheet right here. Oh wait, it's this arm. This is the writing.
And then there's a whole personal section as well too. So we're gonna talk. We're gonna get a little more serious to start out with.
Pornhub.com.
We'll talk afterwards.
All right.
The stranger. The stranger.
All right, so the first question is that being a non-hunter guy, so some of these are going to be more novice questions, and I apologize ahead of time, but I really want to kind of lay the groundwork because I want to know, and I'm sure there's other people out there that are novices as well that want to know. They're curious about hunting. So what is the best term for what you hunt? Is it game, prey, animals, critters, vermin? What do you call them, and what are you not supposed to call them?
Are we going down the line?
Yeah.
All right,
I want to hear. Yeah.
Let's go down the line. Start with Ryan.
Let's go down the line. So you start with me. So I don't see anything that you're not supposed to call them. I refer to them as game. I refer to them as dinner. I refer to them as meat. So I don't really have a preference on what you refer to them as. I usually refer to them as game.
But how can it be dinner if you haven't caught it yet?
Well,
or killed it.
Or
right.
killed it.
Because we're not fishing.
Right.
We're not fishing.
That's right.
But we could trap them.
But that's why I'm asking the explicit question here.
So I like to refer to them as game because in all, I suppose you can consider it a game. But you're out there and you're outsmarting that animal. But I usually refer to that as game. That is what I go for, and I personally don't see anything as anything that I wouldn't call it. So I'm going to go with game on that one.
Okay. D-Rock, what do you got?
Well, I usually call it shit. I like to.
Fuck. How about fuck?
I like to kill shit.
Kill
I
shit.
like to kill shit.
Yeah. That's official term for
official term is shit.
As the modern assassin, shout out to Garrett Benner down Maryland. He's raw, real, no bullshit. I'm pretty damn close to that. I just like to kill shit.
Kill shit. Got it.
Yeah.
And I'm the kind of guy I like to harvest my game.
Oh, that's
so
cute.
you call it game.
That's cute.
So you call it game.
Yeah,
that's cute.
I call it game. I'm a big user of game. If I'm in public, if I'm in closed doors with my buddies, it's more or less we're killing shit. And
when you say harvest, I just want to give you a hug.
I know, but you know what?
And-
That's the
and pick
politically
pumpkins.
correct
Is
thing
there
to say.
is there a tree in between you guys? You guys hugging a tree?
I am a bunny humper, not a tree hugger. I am a bunny humper.
That sounds like
Again,
Ryan's
Pornhub.com.
All right, next question, please.
They're going to become a sponsor of you guys in the next 20 minutes.
Believe it or not, we're trying to get Walmart. Walmart is.
I just
is
bought.
my number
Pornhub.
one.
On that note, I just bought a nice Ozark Trail cooler, man. The nice bag, so that the Yeti knockoff do a thing. Is my boss ran it over with his truck already. The thing's freaking mint. Still.
Really?
Ozark Trail. Shout out to you for your coolers,
Shameless
man.
plug.
They are awesome. Shameless plug. We always shameless plug Walmart. But Ozark Trail, Walmart. What's up?
Walmart, you probably don't want to sponsor us because we suck, but we like your shit, and we're working class. Pun intended.
Malaysian children need work too. All right.
Exactly.
All right, so
wait, hold on. We got a
listener
question.
We got a question. Yeah.
What's up, Hoss?
What's up,
How we doing,
Hoss?
brother?
Hoss is watching. Hoss is watching.
We kill it.
Who
You're
was
right.
that?
We don't
Oh, yeah.
catch
Who was that?
So
John Simonetti.
Okay.
Hell
all
yeah.
right.
We
yeah,
do
hell
right.
yeah,
We kill.
John.
We don't catch.
kill
We
shit.
kill. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rich,
I
what
like
do you
it.
got?
What we got over there, Michelle? Anything?
Yeah.
Oh, you do? What do you got?
I went and visited for a little bit. I can't see it. What
Yeah,
did
your phone
Ryan
sucks.
finish up with? Ryan Davis. Oh, Tattooed and Wild. Shout out to Tattooed and
hell
Wild.
yeah.
Keith killed a Tom today on video with
Congrats,
his daughter.
Keith. Hell
Knocked it right off its socks.
Awesome.
So shout out
Congrats.
to Tattooed and Wild on that, Keith.
Are you sure that was Keith?
100%.
Yep.
Keith
Congrats,
called it in.
Keith.
Keith called
Oh,
him
yeah.
in.
And his daughter killed it.
Are you sure it's his daughter?
100%.
Okay. All right.
100%.
Just want to be clear.
That's pretty
Shout out
cool.
to Tattooed and Wild. Hell yeah.
Awesome. Good job, guys.
Hell yeah, Tattooed and Wild. We'll be talking to them soon, in probably mid-turkey season,
Dude,
actually.
I just got another
Tattooed
question.
in
What,
the
you
Wild.
want some new tattoos? Is that what you need?
No, I just got another question. Just like
We
write it
can
down.
organize these in the list. I have pages and pages.
Well, let's go.
of
Let's
questions.
keep moving. Let's
We've
keep
been
moving.
through one question so far.
Rich, what do you got?
It's going to be a long night.
All right, so this gets very technical here.
here we go.
All right, I want to really kind of like probe your knowledge on your technical
Why
terminology.
did I sit next to Rich?
Yeah, well,
Across from
you
Rich?
are the
probing.
porn.
You like probing. Yeah.
So,
Probing.
what are the four parts of an arrow?
4 parts of an arrow.
This one should be easy.
Okay, so I'm going to go with the shaft, of course, is the first one.
He likes that.
Okay.
Where's
The
that
fletchings. I mean, I can keep going on. We'll go with the fletchings.
Yep.
We'll go with the knock. We'll go with the insert. Is that 4? Or is that 3?
Well,
The
not the
broadhead.
answer, the
The head.
broadhead.
The head.
There's
No,
actually
the
more
insert.
to it. Enlighten him.
So you got the shaft.
Yeah.
You got the fletchings.
Yeah.
You got the knock. You've
What's
got
the
the
knock?
insert. So the knock is what goes on your arrow. It's considered knocking your arrow. So it's considered knocking your arrow. So it goes onto the string of your bow.
It's basically like two tiny little
It holds-
fingers that snap
correct.
onto the string.
It
of the bow.
holds your arrow
Yep.
to the string.
Correct.
I got it.
So
Okay.
you've got your shaft, your fletchings, your
Just
knock,
like saying shaft.
your your.
He almost said it again, see?
I said it again. Chip
He
got
wants
me.
to
Wait, repeat that again one more time.
And your,
One more time.
insert. And your insert.
Oh, and the insert.
What about the
Can't
point?
forget that part.
Well, that's 5 then.
Well, wait a minute.
That's why I asked you to enlighten
he
him.
added a fifth one, too.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying.
So that's
the
a
point
fifth one. So that's your basic arrow setup, just with the insert. And then, of course, you're going to add either your field point, which is what you shoot when you're practicing into whether you're doing 3D shoots, whether you're shooting in your backyard, you shoot into a bag, you shoot into a 3D target. Then, of course, you add your broadheads in. We got
don't go. That's all the question. And by the way, you're outlawed from answering the next question. So Ryan can't answer
Why is that?
anymore going forward. It's all because he's pretty good at
Well,
this.
just,
Let's go first then.
Just to be clear,
Fuck off.
Just to be clear, you could use your broadhead to practice shooting as
You
well.
can. I was getting there, but I wasn't allowed to.
All right, well, that's exactly going into the next point. What are the point types?
The point types.
Broadhead was one of them. You just mentioned it.
Broadheads, field tips, and that's pretty much it.
No, it's not.
Nope.
Break it down, Trev.
Trev, break it down.
We got broadheads. We got broadheads.
Look
we got
at Facebook Live.
We got broadheads. We got field tips, and we have judo points.
Yes.
Judo points. Explain judo points for
Judo
the new
points are
listeners.
for shooting small game. When you're shooting, like say small birds, and actually going on with the judos, they actually have wing breakers.
Face Facebook.
Wait, wing?
That is
What about Instagram? I'll face
That's
Instagram.
Facebook.
Oh, you're okay. Face Instagram. That's right. We switched.
You want me to face this
So
one?
we have judo points, which those are to kill like squirrels, small game, so on and so forth.
Gotcha.
And then you can also have there's wing breakers, which actually have wire that run on the outside of the judo points to break wings. Also,
Well,
they use
Trev,
them a lot for
can I ask
hunting
you a
with
question?
foo-foo arrows.
Now, there is such thing as virtual 3D hunting. What do you use for that?
Virtual 3D hunting is actually like it's a dart.
It's a blunt point.
It's called
right?
a blunt
Blunt.
point, and
Yeah,
it
blunt's
has
one
a
of them,
3D. Has a 3D. It's not a 3D, but it's like a prism point on it. So.
Oh, I was thinking something else for a blunt point.
Yeah. Well, mind your own.
Well, it could be like a fat blunt. But
That's what I mean.
It looks a little
a
like
fat
a
blunt point, right?
Yeah.
That's a judo point.
I'll toke it.
There's also two other ones
I
as
was
well,
just,
too.
I was just thinking the same
Miss
thing.
Lindsay, what do you have
Lindsay,
over
what
there?
you got?
Johnny Simonetti says thank you for the commenting. He's having a hard time hearing, what's going on. He said something said, hold on, sorry. I'm so sorry.
So we have Facebook people
Instagram.
chiming in, and Lindsay's saying that they can't hear us too well. We're sorry. We're going to figure that out in the future. We can't exactly yell on our mics, so just bear with us.
Instagram said
Are
they
they
can
are
hear
they
us,
talking
all right.
about from the questions coming from the wings here, from the video
I think
stuff?
so.
I think that's what they're talking
Yes.
about.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
So someone else said, Bruce Clark says small game heads, broadhead, fine, field point, and snares.
What's
Ooh,
up?
snares. Forgot about that one.
Ooh,
Thank you,
Hoss.
thank you,
Hell yeah.
Hoss.
Thanks, Hoss.
There's
Ethics
also,
Archery, shout out.
Also grabbing and fishing as well, too.
Ooh, fishing.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, you're right.
Shout out to Hoss
There
and
you go.
Ethics Archery. Steroids for your arrows.
And shout out to Richard Visco for
Yes.
enlightening
Doing
us.
some research.
And for
I told you I
doing
did my
fishing.
research, man.
Yeah.
No, D-Rock, that's like you, man. You research everything, right?
Hey, man, that's why Rich and I get along so well every Friday night when he's here. You know.
So I'm going to follow up with that question.
Yeah,
Is
let's do
ever
it.
use any of those different kind of types? Obviously, you've done your broad heads and stuff like that, but have you tried some of these more advanced and very explicit point types?
Oh, yeah.
So I've used these small game heads. I've shot squirrels with the small
Yeah?
game heads. I mean, the ones I used, I believe they were made by G5, and they've kind of got a blunt tip in the middle, and they've got some kind of claws that come out the outside. I believe it's a 3 or 4 blade kind of claw. And I've shot small game with them, but other than that, I haven't gotten anything other than broadheads and field points.
Now, the ones you use for turkeys, you were showing me the type of arrow. So what's that one called?
Those are decapitators.
Decapitators.
Decaps made by Solid Broadheads.
Nice.
Basically, it's a 4-inch spread, 3-blade, single beveled killer. And what you want to do with those, you're actually shooting short range. I have it dialed in from 20 yards and under. And it's precision. And the sound they make is
it's
unreal.
insane.
I showed Trev and Ryan a quick video. It's really ratchet video because I'm in the dirty. I'm actually at my at-home clothes. You know, everyone got their
With
at-home
Pokemon?
clothes.
Shooting at Firestone with Town
Yeah.
Tire Firestone.
No,
and shoot right at
I got my Pokemon
Pokeball.
pants on and my my Irish shirt on, and I'm shooting these decaps at 20 yards.
Don't worry, I'll make it
smacking
go
the target.
viral.
You can show. I have no shame, I guess.
just like Griffin in his underwear shooting a deer.
So follow up with the question with
But
that.
wait. Let me finish real quick. Is the shaft?
Yeah.
As Ryan loves.
Shaft.
Is the best part about it. You want to run 4-fletching feathered arrow. What I mean by that is the fletchings are not your typical kind of inch to inch and a half long fletchings, and most of them are 3-fletching arrows. This is 4, and it's about mine are actually 3 inches, and they look beautiful. Shout out to D&M Custom, Gary Hall.
Yeah, Gary.
And what that does exactly is it straightens out the arrow dramatically quicker versus a smaller fletching that's designed more for distance versus closer yardage.
So we're talking like as the arrow leaves your bow, the vibration in the arrow actually gets tighter in flight.
Those fletchings are
Quicker.
correcting your
Badass.
arrow. So if I can just lead off that for one moment. So D-Rock is shooting just the normal ethics archery inserts. I'm actually shooting the spinning inserts with these things.
Vice versa. I'm shooting the same.
And I'll tell you what, I mean, I haven't seen D-Rock shoot yet. I haven't shot him without the spinning
I
inserts.
showed you the video.
You did, but I wasn't there in person.
That's just dope.
But I mean, these
My outfit
things-
ain't dope.
No,
but
your outfit
the
ain't
shot-
dope.
The shot was dope.
It's dope for the dirty water. But I was out there in normal clothing shooting these with the spinning inserts. And these things, I didn't adjust the windage on my bow, nothing. I just moved my pin to where I needed to be. And I was shooting these encore targets, the apples. They're tiny little, not even the size of an actual apple.
They're about 3 inch by 3 inch.
3 inch by 3 inch, 25 yards first shot. I blew this thing to pieces, and I have it with me too. So those spinning inserts, those things correct the size of those decaps. And with those fletchings from the D&M custom arrows, those things are dead on.
Promo code East Coast 10.
East Coast 10.
East Coast.
And so this is the reason why I asked the questions around the arrows, is that obviously you change your game and what you're hunting and your distance and all with the arrows, right? You can have the same bow, right? So it all really varies depending on what you're going after and the distance you're doing and obviously what you're hitting. So.
Absolutely.
Correct.
It's so precise. I think this would intrigue you the most in the fact that you have to get to precision.
Yeah.
So that's the intriguing part, because not everyone gets that right away. The more you shoot and the more you practice and the more you're in the woods is when you start to realize all that.
Right. So a couple of different shaft types as well, too.
Correct.
Obviously, there's differences. There's
Ryan?
Well, he's not allowed to ask. He's not allowed to ask.
Well, he's
I gotta
the
go
expert on
last.
shaft.
I gotta go last.
He already knows everything there is to know about shafts.
Yeah.
Shaft guy.
So the differences of the shafts as well, too. We talked a little bit about it, the vibration and the other stuff. So what is your guys' personal preferences of what shafts you go? And it depends on, obviously, the game of what you're hunting and the distance and stuff like that. So
You know what?
And then also the weight on the bows also is a huge thing. When you're shooting different weights is different shafts. So you
Trev,
talk like a 400 spine.
Can I interrupt for a second? Can you explain the differences between my turkey arrows and your turkey arrows because of what you're leading into right now? Because our shafts are different.
Okay, so
I didn't know
shoot
that.
my
Trev's
bow-
shaft is thicker.
I thought all our shafts were the same.
Trev's shaft is thicker than mine.
It's got to be shorter, though, right?
Well, it is. Tuna can.
No, I thought
it's like a tuna can.
I thought when Gary measured the shafts, they were all the same.
They don't call them stump for nothing.
So
Saddle up.
what's going on is I'm shooting 65 pounds out of a newer bow, so I'm shooting in the 300 range feet per second. D-Rock is shooting a solo cam and probably the 250 range.
It's 275 actually.
Okay, so 276. So he's shooting like a 400 spine, and I'm shooting a 500 spine. And what that is that's the flex in when it comes out of the bow to correct back. You know what I'm saying? So it's actually
how easy you can flex
it.
the shaft.
Well, the reason why I asked the question because I'm a tennis player, so I have different tennis rackets. And same thing. Just
Oh,
the
so
bow
you
and the
experience
flex
that gripping shafts.
Yes.
Oh, cool.
And hitting balls. And hitting balls.
Did I just fall into that? So?
You fell right into it.
See, I played hockey, so that whole idea of the different flex in the material actually makes sense. You know,
absolutely.
Same thing. When you're taking a
Fiberglass,
slap shot,
carbon. Yep, exactly.
Yeah, when you're taking a slap shot, whether if you're a forward, you're going to be at a closer range, as opposed to if you're a defender. Like in my case, I'm on the blue line. I want a bigger. I want a more flex to the shaft of my stick.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah, it's all about the momentum.
Shafts and
This
sticks.
is getting weird.
Yeah.
This is getting weird.
Let's get off the shaft talk. Keep going,
We're
Rich.
moving off that.
Next question.
By the way, that was only question number 2.
That's okay. Keep
so-
going.
Oh, yeah.
Let's get away from the shafts.
All right, so this one's a little more explicit, and I want to hear.
Are you sure about this one, Rich?
Yes, I am.
We're talking to the porn star guy.
So, how many
explicit are we
pounds
getting?
of kinetic energy does it take to kill a white-tailed deer?
Holy shit.
Wait,
I'm going to
repeat
tell
that
you.
question. I'm sorry.
Okay, how many pounds of kinetic energy does it take to kill a white-tailed deer?
That's a good question.
Man, if we could phone
And I want to know for an elk and a moose and a bear.
I would
Can we
love
phone
to.
a
I would
friend?
love to phone a friend, but I'm going to go with I'm not sure in any of those.
Okay.
Okay, I can tell you the legal poundage for a whitetail in Connecticut is 40.
You want to phone a friend? We could definitely phone a friend.
Anybody on the?
No, this is question 3. I think if we say I don't know, I think that's okay.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm going to say I don't know.
I'm going to take the pass.
You know what?
Do you know the answer, Rich?
I do know the answer. I know the answer
Okay.
for both parts as well.
All
Too.
right.
But again, I had time to research this stuff as well.
Maybe
too,
live
so.
streaming.
Yeah, I want to hear if
One of
anyone
our
out there
listeners?
knows.
Does any listener know what it takes for kinetic energy to kill a whitetail, an elk, and a moose?
Moose or bear.
A
Yeah,
moose or bear.
I'll tell you what.
I'm guessing somewhere there's
709
some
grains.
some sort of a physicist / hunter is going. Oh well, yeah, of course I know.
Well, I know Hoss. I know Hoss is turning around right now on his couch. So
There he is. There he is.
Johnny Simonetti says call Garrett.
Call G, what up, G?
What
I know
up,
you know
G?
what's going on.
What up? Ask
See,
our
my
boy
my
Hoss.
answer to that would have been that's why God made Google.
Right.
No, but I know our boy Hoss and Gary are from D&M Cuts and Arrows. They're going, I know exactly what the hell this is right now.
But that's why I asked the question, because you got to know what you're going to go after, right?
Correct.
So,
Right.
right,
Oh,
you're not talking about
depending
turkey,
on-
like you're not going to take a big giant like bazooka and blow the turkey away. You're
Well,
gonna hit it with,
what you could do is run
Unless
a
you're really sadistic.
709 grain arrow like I am and just
Yeah.
blast through anything.
You can go from a turkey to a rhino if you want.
What do you got, Shell?
But at the end of the day, don't you want to kill the thing, right?
Brian says we need to get Garrett on the phone.
Everyone's calling in Garrett. Everyone's calling in Garrett.
Garrett. Ryan Diesel wants Garrett. Yeah.
So
I don't even know Garrett,
Do
but
we
I
have
kind of
our
want to know
eye-
him now.
My iRig's here.
Do we have the iRig?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Guys,
Maybe
I'm
we
a-
should.
Guys,
Maybe
I'm a
we
little,
should chime in.
I'm a little concerned on question 3's already stumped us.
I know.
I've got more. I want to hear your history
Hey,
on this stuff as well, too. So.
Yeah, what we got?
Guys,
Okay.
let's try to we're getting a little rowdy. Let's try to hear everyone speak. So everyone be mindful. But IG, we're gonna get Garrett on the phone, the Modern Assassin. Facebook, we're getting the Modern Assassin on the phone right now.
All right, cool.
Very
So,
soon.
Everyone be mindful. Let's hear everyone speak. Proceed, sir.
Question
got?
number 4.
Oh, yeah, another
Yeah,
question.
what you
Okay,
got?
so
Question
we're
number
going to
4.
hold this question and see if we're getting an
Yes,
answer
we're gonna
for it.
get Garrett on
Excellent.
the
So this one should be, if you know your history, when did modern bow hunting start in the United States?
Damn.
Ryan.
My
What you
answer.
got?
It's going to be a little different. I don't have a year. I'm just going to say
You don't need the year. I just want to know who started it and where did it
Fred
come
Bear.
from.
Yeah.
Fred Bear.
My answer is Fred Bear.
Fred Bear. Okay, cool.
Yep.
No, that's not the answer.
What's
Okay.
up? That's not the
So,
answer, but it's my answer.
It's Dr. Pope and Arthur Young inherited
yeah, yeah.
skills from the Ishi,
D-Rock.
who belonged to the Yanni tribe.
Yes. Dr. Young.
Yes.
Yes. Correct.
D-Rock, you should have known that.
No. I don't know that. I just know how to measure shit.
It's not a measure shit.
Measure shit and kill
All right,
shit.
this one's not a hard question. You should be able to get this one pretty easily. What is the commonly hunted large game with a bow?
Oh, that's easy. That's deer.
Very
Easily.
good. Hey, you got one. That's
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
All right, yay.
Jeopardy. What is deer?
And another one that's
For
pretty
200,
easy as well,
Patrick.
too, and this is for the novices that are out there. What are the differences between a compound and a composite bow?
That's a good question.
Actually, that's, you know what, for the sake of Ryan setting up and getting Garrett on the
Trevor.
phone, Ryan, why don't you
Trevor's
take this one?
A composite bow, to be honest with you, I'm not completely familiar with a composite bow. So
Wait, repeat the question. So
What
there's
are the differences between a composite and a compound bow? Again, for me as a novice, I'm not sure. I go to look. I want to bow hunt. I want to get into this thing, but I see these two different terminologies for different kinds of bow. What's the difference between
To be
the two?
honest with you, I don't understand the composite.
That's a trick question.
Yeah, that's
It's
a
a
trick question.
trick question.
D-Rock, do you have anything with that?
Yeah, because composite is basically something man-made. I mean, everything's essentially man-made, but composite is more like a...
refers to material, correct?
Correct.
Correct.
Versus a compound that is made that is a certain type of a bow.
Mechanism.
Correct.
Gotcha.
Thank you, Lou, for chiming in.
Well, Rich, why don't you enlighten us?
So,
No,
yeah,
no.
what do you got?
A composite bow is a traditional bow made of horn, wood, laminated together. It's your traditional single wire,
Yes.
single apparatus that you're
Excellent.
You're holding.
I've never heard it.
Versus the compound.
The compound is the
compound
one
is the
with got
pulleys.
Pulleys,
These
exactly.
ones here. So we do have a composite over here that do not have any cams on
Correct.
it, as you call them. Cams are what's on the end of the axles. But I've never heard of it considered a composite bow. Just traditional is what I've heard it as.
I would have thought, similar to like what D-Rock was just saying, I would have thought that the composite was referring to material versus the compound versus
correct.
No, they're very explicit in their definitions of what they are.
That's interesting, though.
The compound is the one with the pulley system in it. Obviously, it's more modern. It's designed to be able to get more thrust and ratio off of it, more power off of it.
Ready?
And your traditional
let's get Garrett on the phone.
composite is exactly what you would have hunted with 200 years ago. There, you would have taken a piece of wood and you would have had your string on it, and you would have put it together.
Regardless of the material.
Exactly. But it is made more from traditional materials as well. So it has a bend to it.
That's wood or sinew or whatever, right?
That's a really good question and a really good answer. To put it in layman's terms.
Sorry.
That was Trev's bloopers. So
to
put it in layman's
Instagram feed, sorry.
To put it in layman's terms, composite is actually called longbow, is what you're referring to.
Not necessarily, because longbow would be inclusive of that. But like I said, there's a lot more details of it, and you can research it online because they talk about that. It's more the traditional bows. It would have been a longbow, it would have been a short bow, it would have been anything that has that single type of apparatus to it.
To rebuttal that, I specified layman's terms, hunting terms. Hunting industry terms, but when you get to scientific, you're correct.
Well, that's why I asked the question, because again, I don't know if I want to get into hunting, what would I get into and what would I go after?
I would start with recurve, so you can learn the fundamentals and the basics, because once you learn recurve, you can shoot anything. Straight up.
So what's the difference in recurve versus the
or a longbow?
Okay.
So we got our boy Garrett on the phone here.
Fellas, if we can, lovely Michelle over here has a input.
Hold on 1 second, Michelle. Hold on 1 second. Garrett, you on the line?
Yo.
Gee, what up?
You can hear us okay? Fellas? What's cracking?
Yeah.
Word. No, what's cracking is Shabeen Beer. We're on live Facebook, live IG at the brewery, running a new Hunter Recruitment special right now. So we're chiming you in, but Michelle has a question from the IG live feed. So
I'm afraid.
Give us a moment.
Gee, this one's for you, though, brother.
Shabeen.
So, Illuminati.
That's up front. The bartender at Shabeen.
Oh,
shout out to Lauren. Shout out to Lauren. Illuminati.
She's asking the questions.
Hold on.
Wait, that's all my questions.
The question is, Ryan the porn star. Ryan the porn star is really hot. How long is his bow?
It is a Z28, so it's got about a 30-inch axle to axle. And Caddy Cowboy, I know this question came from you, and you already know how long it is.
Little twingling.
Did we lose a glass, honey?
Yeah, we lost one.
Oh, that's all right.
That's just one.
Lindsay, were you raising your hand too on the Facebook side? No?
No,
okay.
we're good.
Okay. That's my imagination. All right, so
we got
Modern
G on the
Assassin. Modern Assassin. What's up? What are you up to tonight, man?
Just chilling with the buddy right now. My aim crack at Shabeen.
Word.
Yeah.
You know what? You got a little bit of time tonight, or are we interrupting something important?
Are we doing the podcast right now? Or
yeah.
We're
live and recording. We're live streaming.
All right. Well, hit me with some questions.
Well,
What's up?
you've been called in from Facebook and Instagram, so we decided that we would do so. And Rich from Shabeen Brewing has a question for you.
We are live streaming and we are recording.
Rich, what's the question that everyone thought Garrett would know about the kinetic energy that it takes to kill an animal?
Yeah, right? Here it is. How many pounds of kinetic energy does it take to kill a white-tailed deer?
The pounds of kinetic energy, that I am not sure on. I could look it up. I could tell you most states, though, have a minimum draw weight of 35, at least 35, or about 40 pounds.
Ding, 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 ding.
I said Connecticut is 40 pounds.
40 pounds.
Yeah.
45.
40 pounds.
Yeah, I believe Maryland is 35 now that they're, with the advancements in archery technology. but it's generally somewhere around that 35 to 40 pound draw weight range.
Yeah, see, like that. Excellent answer. So
you met him a few weeks ago, actually.
Yeah. So for an elk, moose, or a bear, obviously it's a lot more. So
I would have. What do you think, G?
What do you got, G?
I mean, legal. Are we talking legal, or are we talking
again?
Legal,
what,
yeah.
No, but
legal.
what you want to do to kill the
ethically,
animal, right?
Ethically,
right? Because you don't want that thing running away and suffering and so on and so forth.
Yeah, I mean, if you really think about it, there's guys that are killing bears and all with recurves that are 30, 40 pounds. But, to kill something as big as a elk or a bear, I would want to be pulling at least 50. Now, saying that, I'd be pulling at least 70, but I would never want to go below 50.
Killing it,
our boy G got
He's the man.
Well, G goes to the gym like an ungodly hours. When I'm still up, he hits me up. I'll hit you back, D-Rock. I'm going to the gym right now. But to answer your question, Rich, Google says it only takes 25 pounds. That's it.
To kill a white-tailed deer.
To kill just about anything, 25 pounds.
Wow.
It boils down.
Energy.
Yep, yeah. It boils down to precision. Now,
well, again, it's precision. But again, you don't want that animal running off. You want to be able to hit that thing.
But ethically,
that's an absolute best case scenario.
Correct.
But,
correct.
In most hunting situations and situations of life, really, things just don't go exactly as planned. So it's always better to be a little over prepared than under any day.
Of course.
Hell yeah.
I love
so
it.
What do you got, Rich?
All right, so since we've got the expert on the line here, I've got another good question.
We can't start with him then, right?
No. Well, maybe he might be able to answer this right off the bat. So what year was the first compound bow developed? It's a fairly modern thing. It's a fairly modern device.
Hoss, where you at?
Wow. I would guess somewhere around, probably right around 80.
1980?
1980, is that the final answer? What do you guys think?
I think 1978.
78, okay.
I feel like this is The Price is Right.
Yes.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was
1978-01.
You're going to be surprised by the answer, by the way, but go on.
I'm going to go with 1961.
61, okay, yeah, all right.
75.
75, okay, so...
Lindsay's chiming in. 1 second.
And cheers to Johnny because we're making him thirsty.
Yeah, cheers to you, brother. Crack a shabeen.
Can you repeat that, Ryan? What your woman just said?
John Simonetti says, cheers to Shabeen.
Okay.
And
John Simonetti, what's up, brother?
Yeah.
We're making him thirsty, and he shouts out Garrett Bennett, the modern assassin.
Benner, get it right.
Johnny's a good dude,
You'll be
man.
all right.
He's a diehard tattooed and wild boy, too. Johnny's an awesome guy.
Hell yeah. So what year is it, Rich?
All right, so here's the actual answer. It's 1966 by Hollis Wilbur Allen in Billings, Missouri, and he was granted a patent in 1969.
That's awesome.
So
That's
it's not
awesome.
that
Good year.
old, but
69
Did I
is a
win?
good year.
If this was the price of right, I would have won.
No, because you overshot it.
No, I was 65.
You overshot it. No one
1965?
wins. Next round.
No, real quick, though. I don't know if you heard that. Curt Geier says you suck.
Yeah. I suck as good as he sucks.
And blows?
Working class.
What up, Curt? What up?
What's good, Curt Geier? King Curt from Working Class Bowhunter.
Have fun, Curt. Thanks for listening.
All right, we ready for the next question? Okay, top states for bow hunting. What's most restrictive and states to avoid?
Whoa.
California is the most restrictive for, I think, just about everything ever. So
too many hippies.
That's one I'd start with.
One that I would avoid would be Connecticut. Why the hell would you want to come here?
Massachusetts.
Boo-hoo to you. Get the fuck out of my state.
Well, I don't want people to come here.
So which one would you actually travel to that you want to be in?
Iowa.
Illinois. Iowa.
There's that much game in Iowa?
Yeah. Iowa or Missouri.
Depends what we're hunting, to be very honest.
There's a 150 behind every tree, right?
That's it, man. I've seen them.
Can't trip into them. But to answer your question, Rich, out of all states, I'd pick Alaska.
Yeah?
Ooh, for whitetail?
True that.
For any species.
Well, again, there was not. It didn't explicitly say what you're hunting. Okay. You might go for bear. You might even say Canada as well too. So
Alaska has the most big game species huntable than any other state in the United States.
I didn't think that out at all.
I know.
That's why D-Rock's there.
For whitetail, it'd be Iowa, Missouri. If it's just any hunt, absolutely Alaska.
Yep. I agree. What is it, Rich?
Again,
that's
it's subjective,
yeah,
so
okay.
I'm just asking you guys. So this one's going to be an interesting question because I don't know that much about it. I did a little research on it, but I want to get your take on it because I'm sure there's other people who'll be very curious about this one.
Do we have time for you to hang around with us for a little bit, or?
Yeah, keep going.
All right.
I'm sorry.
keep rolling.
I think this is going to be a good question, actually. Pros and cons of food plots.
Okay. Let's start with Garrett on this one.
Pros, you have a food source that you can all but guarantee will be there. Acorn crop and natural forage. It's all weather depending and everything else. The other big pro, I would say, is you kind of have an area that you can set up and manipulate to the wind. Sometimes you may have a good tree. It may just be the perfect tree or right at a ridge or a drop-off where you make the food plot at. So you're already putting the food source in a location that's ideal for you. It also helps you really inventory your deer well. Now, I guess some of the cons would be the price, the cost, the time it takes.
You unplugged it, Trev.
And the other thing is it's kind of easy to get sucked into always hunting the food plot because you feel it's the destination instead of hunting the freshest sign.
So have any of you guys actually set up any of these food plots?
Yes.
we have.
Yeah.
Our friend Caddy Cowboy has a huge food plot at his
Caddy,
place.
where you at? A couple of them, right?
Yeah, the damn motherfucker uses our side-by-side all the time and posts it.
Uh-oh, here he comes. Here he comes. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, no.
He just said, Trevor said he has something huge, so he got excited.
So he can't run it in. It's not that huge, Matt.
But, to piggyback off of that. Saddle up. To piggyback off of that, pros and cons on a food plot. The con, on the other hand, is weather. If you don't set up any type of pre-irrigation system in certain areas, then you're going to be subjected to the weather itself, Mother Nature. And Mother Nature gets to dictate how that food plot grows.
And if I can butt in for a minute, your con...
No butting in. So as I was saying, no, go ahead.
Your con, D-Rock, I'm going to turn into a pro because you're talking about weather. So if you plant the proper... food source for them, it's going to be a pro for you, especially if you plant some beets, some turnips, something that's going to be a late winter, late fall product. When that snow starts to fall and the ground's getting covered, they can't get to that grass, they can't get to that corn anymore. They're finding your food plot. So your con...
Yeah, but that's if your food plot grows.
Exactly.
Correct.
Yeah,
correct. Depending, you maybe have a giant patch of bare dirt with some weeds that they don't want to forage.
Right.
Exactly.
But that also comes down to what you're planting. So it also comes down to whether you're planting for an early season food plot or a late season food plot. So your con can be a pro or a con depending on what you're planting it for, whether you're planting it for late season or early season.
So I'm going to ask...
And then again, part of my con was the cost and the work. And, I mean, it is possible to make the ground wet when it's not raining. It takes a lot of time. It takes some money and some work and equipment, but it can be done.
Absolutely.
So do you feel it's a bit cheating, or do you feel it's more of an extension of the season that you'll be able to do?
What I can answer on that specifically, it's playing by the rules.
Okay.
Plain and simple. You're playing by the rules. Because if there's a way that there's a loophole that you can use to your advantage to what Trev likes to use is harvest stuff. What I say is kill shit is you want to use every angle possible that is ethical and legal.
So to me, you're upping your game. You're upping your chances because this whole game, you're trying to outsmart that animal. So what you're doing is you're creating that food source. In my eyes, you're looking for a food source, a water source, you're looking for a bedding area. With those three things, you can find out where they're traveling through. So if you have that food source, with Google Maps, through your hiking, through your boots on the ground, you can find that water source as well. And through a little intelligence, whether it's topo maps, your boots on the ground, whatever it may be, you can also find those bedding areas. So now you have those pinpointed. You have your man-made food, you have your natural water or even man-made water, and you also have your either natural or man-made bedding. So you know where all of those deer are going to be. You know their activity. So it can be a very big beneficial point to you as well.
We have someone from the audience, Caddy Cowboy, huge supporter of the podcast. He wants to chime in and enlighten us a bit.
What up?
And he is also wearing his modern assassin hat as well.
Yeah. Buy that man a Shabeen.
I'm buying everybody Shabeens right now, but you posted shirtless pictures this morning, so I got to be here. The one thing about food plots we're talking about here, there's the big difference between state land food plots and private land. So we have a huge advantage with our private land spot where we have a good idea what the weather's going to be. We know pretty much what the patterns are. And to Ryan's point, you don't have to plant a whole food plot with one crop. So as we just finished planting ours last weekend, we've got everything from clover, which doesn't need very much, a little bit of sun, a little bit of water, it's going to grow well. We've got some borascus in our shooting lanes specifically because that's a very hardy plant with a big leafy broadleaf on it. And even if our clover does grow, we want that leafy spot to be the area where they're going to draw in so that when you're in your shooting lane, even if they start in the clover, they're going to move towards that borascus.
They browse through the clover, and the destination is the brassica.
So by picking more than one thing to plant in your plot, the top plot we have is 3/4 of an acre. We have a smaller plot that's about 1/4 acre. You can hedge your bets. If the weather doesn't cooperate for one plant, it's still going to cooperate for another plant. Also, this year we planted about 4 weeks earlier than Trevor and I have in the past because we watched the weather patterns and we're like,
it's Mexican helping you, actually. That's the real reason.
To be fair. Let me restate that.
Did you get them at Home Depot?
We brought a truck over to park by the dumpster. These guys
you want to hop in the side-by-side? That's like, si, senor.
Si, senor.
I think what D-Rock means is when I've done it in the past and I needed Trevor's help, we had to wait till he was available. But this time, we watched the weather. We knew we were going to have a week of rain coming up, and we knew we had a couple-day window of dry. We got up there, and you guys who follow the podcast, you'll be seeing some video pretty soon of the mud that we were pulling the harrows through to make sure that we were ready to plant when the rain came. Weather can be an issue, but you can plan for it.
Yeah, so that's why I asked the question, because I don't know if you guys have covered that topic before in your podcast. So obviously there's a lot more involved to it. I think another follow-up to this is what should you plant? How should you prepare it? Obviously, I don't want to do the whole podcast
I
here.
mean, it's huge. It's huge. There's so many things that
number one for any food plot anywhere for any species of game, anything, is soil sample.
Yep.
That is, so if anyone at all is looking at a food plot, whether it does not matter, the very first thing to do is get a soil sample, because if the ground you are not using, it will not support what you plant, the weather doesn't matter, the quality of seed doesn't matter, none of that matters if the earth itself is in the correct tolerances.
Word. Hey, G, this one's for you.
Another one.
I'd like to order a Pilsner, please. Simply beer.
And on that is that Caddy Cowboy is absolutely notorious for ground samples. Huge when it comes to that. Everything gets ground sampled from, his plots, his
Pilsner,
roads,
please.
Everything, just to know what he needs to plan on it.
He likes to do shit right.
Hell yeah, he does.
I've only had like a 10-minute conversation with the man on like 2 different occasions. I didn't realize he was that thorough.
Yeah, he's a pretty intelligent man.
Just wait till 2020. We got big things coming up.
Yeah.
And what we got coming up in the very near future is a little food plot episode.
That's it.
Featuring Caddy Cowboy himself.
Mm-hmm. We going to see his face?
You may.
You might see his face.
You did see it in a 3D shoot one time. But
or is he going to have his modern assassin mask on?
Whoa.
Time will tell.
Yeah, so again, I didn't want to take up the whole podcast with that thing, because that's a great topic of future to come up. Yeah, I'm going to move on.
Let's move on.
All right, so what is better for certain game, night or day hunting?
Well, actually, Trev, why don't you take this one? Actually.
So a lot of states don't allow night hunting. The only night hunting that we're allowed in Connecticut is raccoon and opossum legally at this point, and we're pushing
raccoon. Coyotes?
No coyote.
Yeah,
night
we can't
hunting
do coyotes at night in Connecticut.
Yet we're pushing forward as far as the laws go to get night hunting, but no, it's only raccoon and opossum here in Connecticut. There is other states that allow fox and coyote hunting at night, and there's other states that allow hog hunting at night. But for the most part, pretty much 99.9% of our hunting is done during the day.
Are either one of those animals good to eat?
I've
never eaten either one of them.
Coon is probably
How
the
hungry
best.
are you?
Yeah, well, G might not even. G, I don't even think G can answer this question.
I grew up eating coon.
Coon is probably the best.
No shit.
Number
meat
one
out there.
Number one best
potentially.
meat.
Potentially.
You guys know what a good meat is. Beaver is good meat too.
I love eating beaver. I love eating beaver.
The different beaver, though.
No, I'm talking about the actual one with the tail.
Okay.
His may have a tail still. Who knows?
Lindsay got a question from.
Gator Outdoors.
Cheers.
Gator Outdoors. Cheers, guys.
I'm empty. I got to open one for you, Gator Outdoors.
Gator Outdoors.
Gator Outdoors.
What's up?
Yeah, man.
Hell yeah, Wade.
Fuck yeah. So anyways, raccoon is a very well-eating game, but the problem being is the rabies vaccination, and that has drove a lot of us away from it. But that was the only night hunting
Is that
thing.
why I'm so crazy right now, senor?
Sí, señor.
It has to do with the Mexican water. Just stop.
There used to be this old black dude I worked with when I used to do environmental restoration and construction. And he'd take all my raccoons, groundhogs, whatever. And he told me groundhog was his favorite, and he had a recipe for it. And what he would do is he would take the groundhog and bake it in the oven for a couple hours at, low temperature, and then spike the temperature up, pull it out of the oven, and drop it into a 5-gallon bucket of cold water. And that would pull all the fat to the outside and congeal. And he'd scrape it off with a knife, throw it back in the oven, and he said it was better than any roast beef you could get. But
hell yeah.
Would he throw the raccoon
I'm just
away?
taking his word for it.
Would he throw the raccoon away and eat the bucket?
I've killed groundhogs that had like mold and fungus growing on them and shit. I don't want to eat one. Sorry.
D-Rock loves his shebeen so much he just went to the bathroom with it.
He brought it with
him. Rich, what else you got? What's that? Yeah, there was a lot of head.
All right, so this one's I got this from a couple of different places that keep statistics on hunting and stuff. What is the average shot deer not recovered?
I would say, are we pertaining to bow hunting?
Bow hunting, very much so. Yeah.
I would. Are we going to take guesses here along the line?
You can.
You mean like out of how many shot are not recovered?
Well, it's
pretty much.
It's a stat that came from a lot of different places where you could hunt, and they took like general stats, and they had very explicit studies they did as well too. I'm just curious because I want the audience to kind of know is like when you guys are out there hunting, how many of them actually get away, and how many do you think are running still around with their little arrows still stuck in them?
I'd say 10%.
We're going to go with percentage.
I think it might even be more than 10%.
I agree.
I mean, and not only because of bad shots, but man, I know some deer that like I've shot one that I didn't even go look for it. I went to pick my buddy up because I was like, this thing's dead and I need help.
Right.
And I saw that deer for another 2 years. How he lived, I have no idea.
What's your percentage?
So some of them are just tough as shit. I would think it's probably closer to even 15, maybe 20. So I'll say 18%.
Well, I think it brings up a really good point as well too. Is that not everyone knows what they're doing out there too, right? And not everyone follows up and cleans up.
Some of them are bad shots. Some of them are idiots. Some of them are deer just don't want to die.
Rich is bringing up a very valid point. when it comes to archery hunting? And what is the number one thing that we all do day in and day out to make it so that we make a successful harvest?
Practice.
No,
That's it,
no.
man.
What it is quote unquote working class bow hunter podcast. Go shoot your bow. We
It's a
love
huge
you.
thing.
Yo, G, I know you're around company. Is it okay if we let you go and get King Curt on the phone?
Yeah, man.
All right, man. Well,
G, we love you, brother.
We
Thanks,
do
bro.
love you. Thanks for chiming in, man. We really appreciate you and the people around you because they took the time and patience to kind of let you veer off from them.
Always a good time, fellas, and I'll be looking forward to killing a turkey in 2 weekends with you.
can't wait
and,
to see you.
You know we're going to be there to crack some beans as well.
That's it.
Hell yeah. Maybe you'll see a Mexican with long hair down at Lato, a Thunder Chicken.
Holy crap.
Whoa. D-Rock, I got turkeys at my house. You can atlattle.
Word. G, thanks, man.
I gotta work on that.
Thanks for chiming in, bro.
East Coast.
East Coast.
Peace.
Shubbing.
Let's get King Curt on the phone.
Do you guys want to answer the question first or no?
I was in the pee-pee room.
Yeah. So the average shot deer not recovered, the percentage.
Trevor,
what
what
you
was
think?
your guess, 15?
Because I heard 10, 15. That's what I kind of heard
Trevor's
from
10,
folks.
15.
I'm sorry, what was the question?
The average shot deer not recovered. Meaning you shoot them, they run off, and that's it.
For me specifically, I'm a newer deer hunter. I've only been hunting deer for 2 years. And with that and experience, I've grown to learn the most important part is patience. So that being said, not having the patience as an experienced deer hunter, the two that I lost in the 2 years were at 40 yards. So that's me specifically.
So we're looking for a percentage of what you think that are not
How many do you
killed.
think get away?
How many think get away? A percentage?
For unrecovered?
Yeah,
Correct.
unrecovered.
I want to say like 25%.
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and say 33%. There's a lot of deer that aren't recovered with an archery taking. So I'm going to go with 33%.
Yep.
What do you got, Rich? What's
So it is actually the stats. It depends on the findings, but it's 10 to 50%.
10 to 50. Okay,
10 to
that's a big-
50%. So it could vary, but you can see that there's a good significant amount of the game that you guys are hunting that don't get recovered. So they may die in the woods. They may live on. You might see them, years later with bows sticking out of them or whatever.
Absolutely,
So
and that goes with D-Rock was saying. There's a lot of years we don't get any new hunters. So you've got those veteran hunters out there that are waiting for that right shot, that know that right shot. But then you also have the years where you have a lot of new hunters that are taking those risky shots, or they're not confident with their bow, but they're taking the shot anyways. And I know this year we've talked about it in previous episodes. Is I took a bad shoulder shot in a deer, and I saw him a week later.
Yeah.
And he was still alive. The arrow wasn't in him. He was still moving perfectly fine. So I would say, I'm up in the 30% range where I think that there's a lot of bow kills or a lot of bow shots that the animal don't kill. And those whitetails specifically are very tough animals. And we've talked about this.
So are turkeys, though.
Turkeys are too, man. And I've got a vendetta on the turkeys in my property.
But that's why I was talking about the kinetic energy as well, too.
Yes.
Is to get a good, clean power shot that kills that animal in that one shot. You got to hit it either just right, or you got to have enough power behind that thing in order to take that thing
And you
down.
know what, Rich? I know Haas right now is typing up something. He does not believe in kinetic energy. He does not believe in the speed of a bow. He is all about just the weight of an arrow pushing through. And Haas, I know you're going to comment. Is he already commenting?
But that's part of it as well, too, right?
Yeah. So I know Haas is going to chime in any second, and he's all about, it's not about these bows that are shooting 300 to 400 feet per second. It's about the weight of the arrow that's pushing through this thing and fighting through that bone. And I'm just trying to talk on long enough that Haas can type fast enough to come in with something. Cause
Well, Ryan Davis on Instagram also said that 30% recovery rate.
Yeah,
so he's
that's
with
what
you
I
on
that's
that.
what I think.
Yeah.
I
So,
agree.
That's about right.
Spot on.
Yeah.
30.
Okay, cool.
I've got one.
30%,
I'm going to
Ryan,
chime
you
in
got
here
you.
because
Yeah, let's hear a little.
Rich has asked like the first 3 or 4.
I still got 2 more pages.
I know you got like you got like the Bible of questions over there, man.
I told you I was busy.
I got a question for Rich soon.
We might have to do a part 2.
My question is specifically for you, D. Because the last time we were on this podcast, one of the things we kind of like poked at and joked around about, but it's really valid, is there's not a lot of Latinos, especially from the hood, that are into hunting. Period. Bow, gun, doesn't matter. Throwing a rock at a squirrel. You know,
Yeah.
it's just it's not happening. You know, unless you're on the yard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, there's not a lot of people of our ethnicity and our upbringing that are into this. A, what or who got you into it, and B, who was your mentor, so to speak.
That was in the question, but
Well, do you want to wait?
No.
Okay,
Skip on. It's a question.
Question number 30 or what?
52.
Those are actually two really good questions. For the listeners, say those again.
A, who got you or what got you into hunting?
Let's
And
start with
B,
that.
Can I answer it for you?
No. in a second, I want to see your interpretation. I want to hear your perception on that. What got me into hunting is most Mexicans like to shank shit.
Uh-huh.
So I wanted to see if I could shank shit from afar. The only way you could do that is bow hunting.
All right.
Because that's
Fair
the only
enough.
blade form of shanking that you could do from a distance. So, señor, I'm a sniper shanker.
So does that mean you're going to shoot decaps at deer?
I'm a sniper shanker. I want to shank you without even knowing you know me.
Right. All right.
I don't want the up close and personal.
All right.
That got old.
Okay.
You know, so I wanted something new and fresh.
I did that too much in prison.
Yeah, that's for prisons.
But on a serious note, the longer season.
Mm-hmm.
The longer season attracted me to bow hunting, and to further that, as far as hunting and killing, it's a type of therapy that lets someone aggressive, not angry person, because there's a lot of people that are actually very, very happy people, but guess what? It's because they get to kill shit legally.
Mm-hmm.
So if you could be ethical and abide by the rules and provide for your family and avoid the grocery store, guess what? I'm going to be there. So what was part B of that?
Was your mentor?
Yeah, who was your mentor? Who was your Yoda of hunting?
Honestly,
King Curt.
Well, I have many
Steve
mentors.
Ranella.
I have many mentors.
Stevie Mo.
It goes further back, actually,
Sorry.
from Monster Bucks, and just watching the inevitable on TV, so to speak. I always wanted to do better than that and grow up to do better than that. My mentors then are different from my mentors now, though. Back then, it was obviously TV celebrities growing up, because my dad was not a hunter. He didn't like power sports. And he was more of like he was a marine biologist, chemical engineer, computer engineer. So he was a nerd. I was a nerd that was in the popular crowd that protected nerds, but I wanted to kill shit still. So that being said, I really wanted to pursue hunting, only because for one, it's free food.
Yeah.
For two, it's herd population, whether it be fishing, hunting, trapping. You get to regulate population. It's something I won't go too deep into, but I mean, the world is overpopulated with humans.
Well, he didn't want your life story. He just wanted to answer the question.
The answer.
Well, it did come from Lou, so it's going to be a long question and a long answer.
I'm just busting balls.
Well, what can you say?
I love
Latinos have long things, and that's why we have pretty women. So
That's why you got long hair, to make up for something, right?
Bingo.
yeah, make up for my lacking of mustache that I don't grow out anymore. But anyways, so my mentor now are my friends, to be very honest. Yeah, I look up to like a Steve Ranella.
I respect that, because I'm your friend.
Or
He ain't talking about you, Trav. He's talking about Garrett.
Hear me out. Even Donnie Vicent. But
I'm
right
just
now,
fucking, man.
right now, all my friends around me and that I surround myself around, like a Curt Geier, Austin Chandler, Ross Bigger, Clint Casper. I mean, Garrett Benner, all the way down, Nick Albanese, Chris Silk, Ryan Baldwin. I mean, they're all killers in their own realm, and they all bring something different and special to the table. So my friends surrounding me right now are my mentors.
I guess I'm not cool anymore then.
Yeah, I was going to say, what about East Coast Trev and Ryan, the porn star?
Well, Ryan's a porn star, and Trev's a fisherman. So I got to get my deer hunting skills from someone, right?
That motherfucker.
So I had a question that was actually brought up by Lauren. She had a really good one.
Her last one was real good, too.
Yeah. So are there any bows made for women, and it specific for women that want to go hunting, any particular equipment or position you should shoot with, any recoil size, any of that kind of stuff that's specific to women?
There's a ton of women apparel. There's a ton of women bows. There's a ton of starter bows that start at a very low poundage, low draw. You name it. It's a woman's world out there now in the outdoor industry. That's the face of the outdoor industry is women. Honestly, there's so much for women in this industry. It's not even funny.
So they have easy enough access to equipment, and it's very geared towards because obviously they're endless. A little different,
it's
physiologically. So,
is there any difference between? I need to excuse me for 1 second. We're getting my friend Curt Geier on the phone.
But it is endless when it comes to women in this industry.
But is there differences in the bows that they have?
Hey, Curt Geier from Working Class Bowhunter. Welcome. How you doing, man? You're live recording.
What's up, guys? Thanks for having me.
What's up, Curt? Curt, what's up, brother?
Oh, nothing, man. Just kicking it at the house, and I get a text from the boys, so I got to jump on.
Hell yeah, man.
We're at Shabine. I'm sorry.
Yeah, please.
It's about to go downhill.
Please excuse. Well, that's what happens in the East Coast. It goes straight to hell. Quoted by Curt Geier himself. But excuse the over talking. We're going to try to be respectful. I mean, we're about, I want to say 4 or 5 Shabines in right now. You are live streaming on Instagram and Facebook, and we are recording, just for the record.
Cool. I like it.
All right, so I got a good question. This is going to be a fun one. So
ask Curt. Ask Curt.
Yeah,
very experienced out of Iowa from Working Class Bowhunter.
So what is the oddest thing you've ever hunted?
Ooh. The oddest thing?
Oddest.
Honest? Honest or oddest?
Oddest.
The most odd.
ODD.
Okay.
Nothing really odd. I put all my focus and attention into whitetail hunting for deer. Bow hunting whitetail. That's kind of like my go-to for everything. I never really hunted anything odd. I feel like I put all my attention to bow hunting whitetails. I haven't had time to think about anything else.
How about a kangaroo? Something like that.
Would I do it or have I done it?
Would you? Well, yeah, would you?
Oh, yeah, fuck yeah. I'll do it.
Fuck yeah. That's awesome. That's a great answer.
Can we turn Curt up a little bit?
Oh, yeah, we can turn Curt right to hell.
No, we don't want that.
So how about you guys? Like oddest thing, like a snail? You went after that?
The most odd?
Myself personally, I've never done any crazy odd hunting. Outside of Connecticut, I've hunted New York, a couple different states for waterfowl. But as far as with a bow, you're looking at small game, squirrels and such, but otherwise just your average. It's just your average hunting.
I don't think anything odd. I mean, I've shot skunks and shit like that, but nothing crazy and odd.
Go ahead.
I think the most odd person to ever shoot anything odd in this room would be Caddy Cowboy.
Caddy Cowboy, let's hear it.
Yeah, let's hear it. Caddy Cowboy. He's from South Africa, mind you.
All right, yeah, I've done a lot of Africa hunting, but I got to be honest, my strange story has nothing to do with Africa. We had a ton of strange noises coming from my chicken coop one night, and I went out there and had a spotlight, got it on the coop, and there was a skunk in my coop.
Really?
And now Trevor just mentioned to you, I have hunted Africa a lot. I've hunted a lot of stuff that can kill you. I've been around leopard hunts where you know you're going to die if you don't kill it. I spent over an hour lining up my shot on a skunk.
Really?
I was so afraid that if I didn't do a headshot on this thing, what the aftermath was going to be between my house, my dogs, my everything.
Everything getting sprayed, yep.
Every other animal I've hunted, the biggest buck that I've ever shot, my heart never pounded harder than the skunk.
And the same thing still happened that you shot it in the head. It's still sprayed.
I didn't do its full off spray.
Yeah.
I didn't get hit. No, it actually worked out okay, but I remember nothing more than laying on the ground going, this must be like wars, like, where you know that if you don't make your shot, you're gonna
get it. Nice. I love it.
But
nice.
Nothing was more fearful
than a skunk.
That's skunk.
Welcome to Connecticut.
At 20 yards, knowing that it was gonna totally mess up my life.
I love it.
Welcome to Connecticut. Rich, what else you got for Curt?
Mr. Curt.
Well, I'm now getting into the section of the more fun questions because everything is very technical. I know I challenge you. I apologize for all that kind of stuff.
It's all good.
So, I'm looking around the room. I'm trying to figure out who this one really gears towards. Has your hair ever interrupted your line of sight?
Who would want to answer that question?
I don't know. I'm pointing towards somebody if they can actually see it in the live streaming.
Real quick, I could actually bounce this off of Curt as well because his younger days, you got to understand, Curt's been hunting a long time.
This one's for you, Curt.
What's that? Oh, thank you. Hey, I do want to add though. I guess I have killed a skunk with a bow. I guess
oh, nice. There you go.
That's an oddity.
So it goes all around. And just to touch on that, when I lived in Louisiana, I hunted gator with a bow too.
That's what I was looking for. I was looking for gator, any kind of like small possum, critters, geckos.
Michelle killed a possum with a 22 one time.
Just once? I killed a few of those.
Yeah. But to answer Rich's question is, I know Curt in his younger days had longer hair too. You had kind of like the pop star kind of hair going, right, back in the day?
I'd like to call it like BMX kid, skateboarding kid hair.
Okay. No, that's better. That's better. Yeah, I stand corrected. But I'll answer first, and we'll see if Curt has a rebuttal too. Is my hair personally? I could honestly say in hunting, bow hunting specifically, the only hair that ever interfered in bow hunting is my chin hair. When I draw back, sometimes I snag my chin hair. And when I release, it just simply rips it out.
That hurts. That hurts.
Yeah.
That's why I asked the question, because you're bringing it up to your cheek, right?
Yep. Correct.
Yeah. So.
Correct. That rope is on the corner of your mouth.
Yep.
Curt, what about you, man?
No, man. I always have a hat on or something.
I got a question, though. Have you ever been worried about your gauges getting caught by your bow?
That is so ridiculous. I don't even feel like I should answer it.
See, Jeff, you went from gauges to you got loops. Jeff's got loops sometimes.
I normally have horseshoes, and I actually had an instance where the string caught my horseshoe.
Why is your string way back there?
Yeah, why are you anchoring back to your ear?
No. All right, never mind.
That bow was a little too long for you, Trev.
Sorry. Never mind.
Overextension probably slapped your forearm on that one.
All right, I'm done. I'm going to drink another Shabin on that one. All right.
Hey, Trev, I got to add, that's something a 65-year-old dude would ask me at a trade show. Did you know you got holes in your ears? I'm like, no shit, I do. Damn. Fuck, how did those get there?
Yeah. The shit that we have to deal with being us, right, Curt?
Yeah. Yep. What do your fingers say?
Yeah. You have tattoos on your hands? No.
Nah, they're stamps, bro. I went to a bar last night. They're stamps.
Yeah. The response is, my fingers say nothing, but you can read the words.
It's like, dude, I don't even know, man. I got them when I was wasted. That's how all these tattoos happen.
Same with my stomach.
Oh, God.
Trevor, you know what? Trevor, can you elaborate on that?
Nope, we're over it.
No, we ain't over it. We ain't over it at all.
Hey, Curt, you heard that from Ryan, right? He said elaborate. Mm-hmm.
I did a little bit, but I would like you to elaborate on
my stomach says saddle up. Yeah, we got it.
So every time we make a saddle up reference with Wild Edge, it kind of comes back to Trev.
That's kind of awesome. He plays for keeps, man.
That's it. And shout out to Wild Edge for making the right moves, and we'll move on from there. Rich, what you got?
All right, so next serious question, because I do archery with my son, is in the Boy Scouts. Anybody start actually doing archery in the Boy Scouts?
Let's start with Curt, because he's our featured guest.
Because I learned a lot. They really teach you everything, all the mechanics and all the stuff, and so anybody start out in the same way.
Cool. Curt, how'd you start, man?
Honestly, basically my dad started hunting. Well, my dad had always hunted, but then he started hunting for deer. And then I wanted a bow first to just kind of get into it. And then I got one just young and started shooting before I ever hunted. But I do wish that, like, looking back now, I wish I would have done like Boy Scouts and all that stuff. But where I went to school, like the program, it wasn't like anything crazy. And it's like, it was like a nerdy thing to do then, and I really wish I would have done it looking back, but I just learned kind of on my own.
That's dope. And what drove you to bow hunting, though?
More time.
Word.
Getting out there more.
More time to get out there in the woods, or more time available to kill shit?
Yeah, all of the above. All the guys I watched, like, growing up, and all my idols and stuff, like Waddell. is they're putting an arrow through everything and shooting his bow at 3D targets across the pond and stuff on the old Monster Bucks VHS videos and stuff like that. So that kind of, made me want to get into it. And gun hunting's cool, but for some reason I've always just had like a bigger attraction to archery equipment.
Amen.
Word. And you corrected me one time. Was he one of the first that you know of to be sponsored by a beer company?
I wouldn't say the first, but
beer used to be bigger in the industry, right? Back in the day versus now.
No, I don't know if I would say that. Like Busch Light's always been like outdoor related, like Budweiser and stuff like that.
The stamp, right? I don't know if Busch Light counts, does it?
Water breaks. Everyone needs water breaks. But
hey, if they support hunting and conservation, you gotta love it.
Hell yeah! and to piggyback off that, it is mother's milk. Word, Curt.
I was raised on it, bitch.
Well,
that's awesome.
So you know what, Curt? I got a question for you. Who is bringing beer back into the industry? Who is it?
Who is bringing it back?
Yeah, who's bringing it back?
That's it.
I think it's us.
I think it's brought back, man.
Yeah, I think it's a collaboration.
It's working class and East Coast, man.
The unity, maybe.
Well, you had the wrong answer, Curt. D-Rock and Trev brought it back.
I don't know about that. I don't know about all that.
Shabine
I see what you guys are doing. You guys are cool. You're at a brewery. I get it.
Hey, Curt, man. Again, like I said, I pre-apologize in the beginning because we're about 5.
Dude, I am stone cold sober, so this is fun for me.
All right, word.
All right, so I got a bunch of fun questions.
All right, cool.
So, ever fall asleep and wake up not knowing where the hell you are and how you got there in a hunt?
Curt, why don't you start us off on that? On a hunt?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Oh.
Like you're perched wherever you are, whatever you're trying to do, you're trying to catch that game.
Oh, I like that terminology.
Yeah, I've
and then you wake up, you fell asleep and woke up and went, where the fuck am I?
I'll take that if you want. I would totally will.
Actually, I want to hear Curt first.
Man, honestly, I never fall asleep that deep when I'm hunting because it's like your senses are all heightened. So it's like every little like pop or creak or snap is kind of has you back up and looking around. So I personally have never had it happen.
Cool.
Okay.
I'm down with
Anybody
that.
else?
Ryan, what you got?
No, I'm in. I mean, I'm a little bit opposite of that. Is every hunt I go on, if I'm a morning hunt, I'm there hours before sunrise. And one of my favorite things to do is I'll fall asleep in the stand. I use that as a little nap time. I get there pitch black, 3-4 o'clock in the morning, and maybe 2 hours before sunrise, 2 hours before shooting time, and I'll fall asleep. And I've woken up and going, ooh, I forgot I was in the damn tree stand. So I love that, man. That's one of my favorite things to do is get out there super early because you know what? You're out there before those deer or the game as we go to the beginning of the podcast here. Mm-hmm. You're out there hours before these game are moving. And that's one of my favorite things to do is get out there super early, put my harness on. I get down into my little climber, which I used to use and not longer using that anymore. But I get down there super early, and I like to fall asleep and wake up and just be in there waking up with the wildlife. So I love to sleep, wake up and go, ooh, where the hell am I? It's pitch black still, and all you're hearing is weird animals moving on the ground and weird things come from the outside. I love that. I love falling asleep in the stand and going, ooh, I forgot I was here. Yep.
Well, on contradiction to that, ever since I made the switch to my Lone Wolf Climber, the Lone Wolf Assault climber, I actually cannot fall asleep because it's not it doesn't give me that sense of security like a summit stand or something, but at the same time what I'm leading to is the Lone Wolf Assault climber is designed to keep you alert and keep you in the hunt, and the fact that it does that is my adrenaline is still going because as soon as you even feel like, let's say you get out there bright and early before the sun rises, right? Of course, some nights you're more tired because, like Curt said, you're running off of sleepless nights because you're so amped and pumped to get out in the woods. So you're out there and you feel yourself getting tired, but as soon as you feel your eyes dropping, it's like boom, you're awake. Because it's not anything more than because it's super comfortable. So you're obviously starting to daze off. But what I'm getting at is just that it instills that adrenaline and it keeps your heart pumping. And on that same retrospect, I'm not a saddle hunter, and I'm dipping into that right now. Obviously, we're sponsored by Wild Edge Inc., and I feel the same adrenaline pumping through me. I can't wait to get my hands on the Lone Wolf custom gear. Shout out to Cody DeQuisto, because I am a versatile hunter as far as like mobile hunting, but I'm really looking forward to saddle hunting as well, because it seems like extreme mobile hunting is the way to go, so you could be lightweight packed and have most pristine and top-notch opportunity. What do you think, Curt?
No, I agree, man, with everything you said. But it's falling asleep in the stand. I guess, yeah, maybe if you get in like crazy early, that's one. But no, I think being versatile and like being able to be knowledgeable on all different types of hunting is good. Yeah, the sleeping thing, that's like more of like a gun hunter question, which is super funny.
Yeah. Yep. Because as a bow hunter, I mean, you limit, if you fall asleep, for example, you really limit your chances.
Right. So a follow-up question to that, have you guys ever peed your pants while in a stakeout?
We should have someone from Whitetail Adrenaline answer that. Word, Curt?
Yeah.
So if you guys ask me, I carry a good-sized Gatorade bottle that if I got to pee a couple times, if I'm on an all-day hunt, I got enough room that I'm going to pee in that bottle all day long.
We need to take a break right now because we're getting a live question from Instagram and Facebook. So let's start with Instagram.
So Anthony Kearns, bow hunter, trying to bring a non-hunter into the hunting society. What recommendation do you have? They already said they'll go hunting with me. Just wondering on the best approach.
Can you say that in the mic, please, so we can hear you? Like, you could always prop that up.
Just remember it. He's got it.
Just Anthony Corns is asking the best approach to bringing a new hunter into the hunting society that they've already committed to going hunting, but what exactly is your approach on that?
Curt, you want to lead us on that?
Was he asking like how to
bring a new hunter into the woods?
What's your recommendations? How to they've already committed to going hunting, but what is your approach on it?
Are they young or old?
It don't matter.
Ooh, good question. No, it does matter. Actually, that's a good question. Let's say let's start with
middle age.
No, let's start with a 16-year-old.
Okay, 16.
Well, I would. Okay, let's say 16 or younger.
Word.
I would say key number one is don't take them into your primetime spot where you're going to have to wait for like a big mature buck to slip in, and you're probably not going to see anything because that's all you're waiting on is that big mature buck. I would take them to somewhere easy to get to, somewhere where they can be kind of loud and whisper, and somewhere where if you can, they're going to see a lot of animals, because it's going to make it super fun and intriguing and rewarding on the first few sits, or even like their whole first year. If that's all they do, that'll get them feeling like, okay, I see deer, I get what it's like, and you don't always get one every time. And then slowly, if they like it and they want to taper into like the strategic bow hunting side of things, you can taper them off onto like the harder spots where you see less animals, but the animals you do see are a higher quality of animal.
So definitely an area where there's definitely more opportunity for them to enjoy the wildlife.
Yeah, just like if you took a little kid out there, I don't want to set them in a tree and then make them sit there for 6 hours and then be like, well, we're only hunting big bucks, so you're not going to see a lot of animals here. Or you could take them to a field edge where they can kind of, or, in a box blind if you have that, or a ground blind where they can move around and talk and maybe be comfortable and still get to see animals. You can see deer 500 yards across the field that you're not going to spook, and they still get to see deer and have fun.
Word. That's a good answer.
Absolutely.
That's a really good answer. That actually goes back to his question, like in the beginning, like how old are they?
Correct.
That's really important.
Yeah,
and I didn't think about that until he just said that. That's really important. Like thinking of like myself, like talking with you, D, of wanting to go out. I'm okay with sitting out there 4, 5, 6 hours waiting for something cool and just not talking to you.
Yeah,
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
But
no one wants to talk to me. That's why they just listen to me talk.
But like
they don't want to rebuttal.
But like a 10-year-old or something like that, that would be really irritating.
Word. So we have a question from Facebook now.
Linz, what do you got?
Is Bruce Haas?
Yes, Bruce is Haas.
Bruce
Yes,
Ritter
correct.
Clark is Haas, yeah. All right, so the question was, what is Bruce Haas?
Guinea pig to Trev.
You sending a guinea pig to Trevor?
He said mention guinea pig to
Trevor, guinea pigs.
Oh, God, we're going there?
We ain't going there tonight.
I don't think we're going there
Not
tonight.
tonight,
That's
no.
We
too
need
many
more of
Shabeens
these.
going to guinea pigs with Haas. Word, Curt?
Yeah.
And Johnny Simonati saying that he's so happy this brings hunters together, people, conservationists together that he may have never met.
Cool. Conservation is key.
Yes, thank you, Johnny.
Said one of the reasons why we are sponsors on the show.
Excellent. Thank you, Haas Ethics Archery. Thank you.
Word.
Simonati, I've met some of the coolest people on social media that have become brothers that I may never have met unless it was for the show. Glenn in Beale, Idaho says hi.
What's up, Glenn?
What's up, Glenn in Idaho? Hey, Rich, what do you got next on the questions? Let's target this towards Curt, and we need to be sensitive to his time because he's not even drinking.
Yeah, sure.
So,
all right. So here's another fun.
Here's a Shabeen
He's
for
probably
ya.
getting bored right now. So.
Another fun question.
I'm enjoying it.
Oh, okay, cool.
Green Arrow or Hawkeye, and why?
Whoa.
Green Arrow or Hawkeye?
Superheroes.
I don't understand that question.
I
DC
see.
versus
Okay.
Marvel.
Oh, I see. I got
The
confused.
Archers,
there.
yeah.
We're talking the Marvels here. Okay.
Marvel versus DC.
Damn, you're nerding out with me
I'm
right
very
now.
nerding on this one.
Hard.
Curt, you want me to take this one?
Yeah, because I don't know either one of those.
Okay, deep down at heart, my exterior is a badass, but deep down at heart, I'm a nerd. Green Arrow or Hawkeye? Obviously Hawkeye, because he's Marvel. Marvel superheroes always overcome.
Wow.
Hey, D-Rock, Ishii.
Huh?
Ishii.
What's easy?
Ishii.
Easy?
Ah, fuck, never mind.
Yeah, no problem. You're
What?
good.
East Coast?
East Coast.
DC.
Ishii, I-S-H-I.
I'm lost.
All right, it's a Pope and Young joke. Man,
Oh, damn! I'm sorry.
D-Rock, Pope
I'm
and
sorry.
Young, bro.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I lost that
See,
one.
I thought
You're
this
right.
was the
You're right.
easiest question of the evening
It's
as well.
Hawkeye.
Too,
No,
so.
it ain't that easy.
Yeah.
No,
It
All
is
right,
that easy.
All right, so
DC.
here's a fun one. Okay, so have you guys ever done a Dances with Wolves take and killed something and ripped its heart out and ate it?
Wow.
I have.
Let's go down the line. Curt, have you ever?
I don't even know what a Dances with Wolves take
The
is.
Tonka, when he actually kills the buffalo and actually rips its heart out and takes a bite out of it.
Basically, have you ever killed anything, took the heart, and took a bite out of the heart raw?
No, not like that. I mean, I've cooked like deer heart and stuff like fairly often. But never like a savage or anything like crazy.
What about you, Trev?
Absolutely 100%.
What was it?
Tuna.
Tuna.
That's a big thing.
That's
a
pretty
big
disgusting.
Fishing thing. is
Sashimi,
when you
right,
kill-
Trev?
No, it's
I
not
think
sashimi. But when you kill your first tuna, the big thing with the fish gods is to eat its heart.
I think
yeah.
I think I just puked a little in my
Trevor,
mouth.
how big is a tuna heart?
It's about the size of a baseball.
Oh, yeah, it's that big, huh?
Depending what size it is.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I puked a little
like
in my
a
mouth.
yellow, a yellowfin tuna.
and it's still thumping.
That's
It's
the
like,
point.
poof,
Yeah,
poof,
do
and
you
you
take
just-
a bite of it, it will still thump
like
it
an
away.
apple.
Yeah.
It's a good luck, woman.
So D-Rock, what do you got?
My very first deer, yeah, I did that.
That's awesome.
It wasn't still thumping, though, by the way. And I did that, and I look like
Well, I
a
would
fucking
hope it's
murder.
not still thumping.
So my very first deer is, if you guys can listen to our earlier episodes, you know, I didn't grow up in a hunting family or anything. I got it through Trev's family. My first deer, Trev's family, my family, they weren't there. My dad actually did leave work early to come see my first deer. I didn't take a bite out of the heart, but I did drink the blood of my first deer.
That's awesome.
And you
That's
know what?
pretty cool.
That was it was through the old timers that came, and they showed me how to gut a deer and how to skin a deer and how to process it, and they made me take a shot of the blood of my first deer. So
Did
that's
you do it kind of pervy? Was it like the...
no,
Oh, okay.
it was nothing perfect about it.
Oh, okay.
It was just, you know, a little handful of blood. I had to taste it. I had to drink it, and it was just kind of a ritual that they always did.
I'll tell you what.
And it
Is
was,
that why you have those weird growths?
That's exactly what it is. This is my beard. No, my beard came from. Actually, I think I had a beard at that point. All right,
I kind of had a similar experience here at the brewery.
What do you got, Lou?
When I first started volunteering here at the brewery, there's like these transfer lines. And it goes to like the canning lines and everything.
It doesn't sound like it's good.
They're normally relatively small, and like taking having to do the shotgun of the beer line is normally only whatever. It's like a pint or something like that. But the jackass that I happened to be working with that day, Jay the Beast, if you're out there, fuck you. So the main transfer line is a 6-foot, 1.5-inch transfer line, which holds somewhere in the neighborhood of about
3 to 6 beers.
Right. It's a good amount of beer. And that jackass made me, my first day helping, and he's like, you have to shotgun this beer line.
Yeah.
So now all of a sudden, there I am. I did it. I had to sit down for a while.
Nice.
But
That's
I did
awesome.
it. Yeah, kind of the same. But
to make this proper, Curt Geier, this is Luis Vega, the master brewer at Shabin Brewing, the one who provided the John beer put into kegs. And this is Richard Visco on the other end, which is the owner of Shabin Brewing that made the John beer in a keg provided in Ohio.
Well, I didn't make it. I just come down from Mount Olympus, and I tell Lou that you need to. Here's this hop you need to work with.
Delicious. Yeah, that was like I drank that with my pinky out that night, man. That was awesome.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
I love it.
That was a great beer to take out there too. So,
Linz, what do you got up there?
So,
Facebook question.
Johnny and
Glenn?
Johnny and Glenn took
Johnny
the
and
first
Glenn.
bite out of their first deer out of their heart. Yeah, okay.
would any of you eat Rocky Mountain oysters?
Good
good question.
Rocky Mountain oysters. You know this damn Mexican has eaten everything.
I'm in it.
And Rocky Mountain
try
oysters.
anything,
You know what? If you
I'm in.
if anyone's dipping into pho, this is a little off subject, but pho, PHO. A lot of people in America they call it pho. It's Vietnamese or Thai soup, hot noodle soup.
Yep.
Rocky Mountain oysters is bull balls.
yeah,
And they're fucking delicious.
yeah,
I'm
I'm in already. It's just like sold.
Kurt, how about you? Would you eat Rocky Mountain oysters?
I know the answer to this.
Fuck yeah, I would.
Yeah,
Hell
I'm
yeah.
in it.
Dude,
I'll try anything. I don't know if I'll like it, but I'll try
Once.
it.
Well, isn't that the whole part? Is like if you're going to kill things, right?
like
use
them.
I'm going to
every
try to
single
eat as
part
much
of it,
as
right?
I can.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
without a doubt.
Hey, Kurt, this is off question. Remember way back in the day when I was only a fanboy and a listener, right? You reached out. Yeah.
Right.
Well, it's true. I'm not going to hide the
How could
fact.
I forget?
Yeah. Shit, But on some real tip, when you reached out for a recipe for deer ribs, holla at your boy.
Oh, yeah.
Holla at your boy. Didn't I not just give the most simplistic, fail-safe deer rib recipe back? I don't even know if you remember.
No, I do. I do remember. I don't remember the recipe
Why
word
not?
for word, but I do remember. I do remember talking to you about it, and I'll let you know that I never made them. So.
Cheers to that.
To be honest,
No, it's all good. It's all good. I actually have that same recipe in my freezer right now. I'm almost tempted to dry freeze that to you because the ribs are already cooked.
Dude, you got to make that salmon again that we had last summer.
Dude, that was Connecticut salmon, too.
Oh, fantastic.
That's called the stucket. Shit tucket.
Bean.
Mind your own fucking business.
Shit bean or shit
Ryan's talking
tucket?
too much. I'm sorry, Kurt.
Don't you come around my house. I'll come get you. Don't you come around my house.
Letting out tips.
All right,
Go ahead,
next
Rich.
question.
What do you got?
Next question.
Yeah, I have a very serious question for you guys.
Oh, jeez.
Ever have a really terrible day hunting? Don't get anything at all that day.
There's a lot of. I'm going to start.
Hold on. There's more to this question.
Yeah, let's hear the question.
Ironically, you hit a deer on your way home in your car.
Oof. I can't say that I've done that.
So I've never hit a deer with my car, but we've had some really bad days.
No. The question was, did you hit a deer?
No.
With a car
have
on
a
the way
No.
to the hunt?
No, after.
Oh,
you
after.
sucked so bad you didn't hit anything all day, and then you hit a
Oh, no,
deer.
I've never.
It's ironic. So
Okay.
On the way to a turkey hunt, I was driving my grandfather's truck. My truck was in the shop. My grandfather was the only one with an extra truck. I drove his truck on my way to a turkey hunt. And this freaking doe runs into the bed of this truck and rips off the freaking mud flare of my grandfather's truck. And I'm like, you gotta be shitting me. I'm like, I've had my grandfather's truck for like 10 hours, and this thing is ripping off the mud flap. The freaking fender flare is gone. I'm like, this thing I'm going turkey hunting. I mean, deer hunting. It's May. And this thing ripped off the freaking thing. So it ran into me, but no, I have never not done that. But that's my experience. Similar to your question.
Never.
But that's why I was looking for is the irony. Is the whole part is you're going out.
I'm going turkey hunting. A damn deer ran into me. Yeah. So that's as close as I got to that story. But no.
So it's kind of funny that you bring this up, and I'll take the lead on this one. Is I actually hit my first gray fox with a motor vehicle the day that I shot my first whitetail.
Have you? Wow. Did you eat it?
What's that? The gray fox?
Have you ever tried fox?
No, I didn't, but I still have it mounted, and it's actually on Lindsay's dashboard to this day.
I was literally just asking her. I wonder if that's the one. Yeah,
that's it.
Oh, so it is a gray fox. I thought it was a red fox.
And that is my follow-up question: is what do you guys have mounted on your walls?
That's a good question. Let's start with Curt because his house is a fucking museum.
Kurt's got some mooners.
You know, wait.
He probably has them categorized and databased and searchable. And
Well, here's the thing. Curt is a Pope and Young measure. Not only that, he has taxidermied, I believe, one of his deer on his wall in his living room, and then on top.
Are you a fanboy?
Totally,
yes.
totally. And then
That's
only
one of my
that,
other questions, by the way.
Not only that, he has a full mount, or not a full mount, a shoulder mount in his soon-to-be daughter's room.
Hey, D-Rock,
congratulations, Curt.
He's going to answer the question, though.
Yeah, no, but
You're answering it for him.
No, I'm not.
I'll elaborate off that. I have 10 shoulder mounts in the living room and 2 skulls, and then 3 shoulder mounts in our studio and a skull. Actually, 2 skulls now. And then I have 1 full mount Eastern turkey in the front room, and then I have a Rio coming any day now that I shot in Kansas last year. Some skulls in the bathroom, some skulls in the stairway, a shoulder mount in my daughter's room, nursery. Her due date's actually today, but she decided she wants to show up fashionably late.
Congrats. D-Rock time.
Yeah.
D-Rock time.
And then
be there in an hour.
That's why it's almost 10 o'clock here, Eastern Standard Time. We're still going.
Yeah. And then I have a skull in her nursery and some shed antlers in her nursery. And
Love it.
I think that's it.
So
I love the skulls.
What part of your house is not covered?
I do have a skull plate in my kitchen as well. The only place that doesn't have a taxidermy anything or antlers.
The bedroom.
No.
Oh.
The basement?
There isn't.
See, he's got to think. That's what I'm saying.
I have a crawl space.
What about the garage?
Now there's deer in the garage.
Yeah,
Dang,
of course there is. Hell yeah.
Sounds like mine, Kurt.
All angles covered. All
You gotta
angles
have
covered.
it, man.
Hell
That's
yeah.
it.
Lindsay, what you got from Facebook?
I have 2 things. A comment from Johnny. He says, hitting him with his truck or hitting him, he's still going to eat that night.
Johnny is
Can you
listening to the whole
repeat
thing.
that, Ryan?
He's
repeat
a savage.
And then I got a question from Glenn. It's a bow question. In Idaho, we are not allowed lighted knocks. How do you deal with locating arrows in the field? I always try to find my shots.
Really, I did not know that.
So in Idaho, you're not allowed. Who was that again?
Glenn.
Glenn. What?
Dwayne McCoy.
Glenn Dwayne McCoy.
We'll slow it down for you, D-Rock.
From
Glenn.
I can't hear it because I got my headphones. Yeah.
They actually just changed that this past year in
Idaho,
Colorado
right?
also.
Oh,
No, Colorado.
For Luminox, right?
Yeah, you couldn't hunt with lighted knocks. And I originally started before I went to my hunt in Colorado. I started shooting with lighted nocks, and then I was like, "Oh shit, it's illegal!" So I switched to regular nocks, and then I tuned in really well, and I didn't feel like switching back, so I just went with non-lighted nocks. But you can now in Colorado. But I do know, some Western states you can't use lighted nocks at all.
Well,
That's
Curt,
crazy.
Curt,
For
do you
the
know the
beginners,
reason?
what exactly
Yeah,
does
do you know
that
the
mean?
reason behind that? What is the reason behind not using lighted nocks?
I don't know exactly per state, but Pope and Young Club used to not accept entries into the record book with animals shot with lighted nocks because
that was about a decade ago, though, right?
No, that's
recent.
5 years ago.
Really,
6
that
years,
recent?
6 years ago at the most.
Oh, okay.
But for novices, what are these lighted nocks? I don't know what that means.
Lighted nocks is basically like, you know them
GPS
motion
tracker.
sensor tire valves that you see on cheap
it
rims
looks
here
like
in the
a
hood.
tracer for your arrow.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, that's what
So
it
they're
is.
sensors.
So Rich has got them on his car, apparently.
Yeah.
But the problem Pope and Young had with it, and maybe the states are kind of thinking the same thing, is it's like a battery-operated device on something that's supposed to be fairly primitive,
Right.
and more of a challenge, which is, I think Pope and Young's stance on it. I can't speak for Pope and Young, but I think their stance on it, and maybe this is the same thing like some of these states are thinking, is that, if we give it an inch here, where does it stop? Because next they're going to start putting GPS tracking devices in arrows, which they did. And then, you can't, they're not supposed to have sight lights on your bow either because it's a battery operated device.
Correct.
See, my problem with all that is, you know what? Especially in Connecticut, you're not even allowed to use dogs to track a deer. It's like, do you want the deer to go away and to rot on its own and just let its thing, or do you want us to find that deer? So you're prohibiting us from finding those deer by using lighted nocks, by using dogs to track. We will find those deer with lighted nocks, and we will find those deer with dogs tracking them. But in the state of Connecticut, you cannot use a dog to track a deer. It's like, well, that deer is going to go to nothing if you don't track that with a dog. Sometimes a dog's the only way. It goes through a swamp. It goes across a road. It goes through someone's property. Of course, you have to have permission to go through those places that you're not hunting. But why would you prohibit us as hunters from finding that harvest, from finding that kill that you're going to use, you're going to put on your table, and you're going to use every ounce of that meat, that fat, that bone, that hide? Otherwise, it's going to sit in that person's field and it's going to rot away, and the vultures, everything's going to get to it. So you're prohibiting the hunters from getting that kill and using every ounce of that meat, and you're prohibiting that. So it's like, it's kind of a,
Ryan.
It's getting very personal.
Safe word.
Safe word.
Butthole.
Pineapple.
Butthole.
Oh, we're going
Pineapple.
Butthole. Okay.
Oklahoma.
Butthole.
Oklahoma. You know what?
That means I stopped butthole.
He just gave me the blank stares. The shebeen. Shabby.
No, but you know what I'm saying though. They're prohibiting us from finding that animal.
The fact that you're this drunk and you're very articulate, I commend you and I tip my hats off.
Thank you.
But I have to give you the
D-Rock was all in the eyes though.
Oh, it was the eyes.
He was hurting. He was hurting.
You saw.
He was hurting his head.
All right,
so you get what I'm saying.
It was that 10,000 yard stare.
Yeah.
It was like, I'm looking way beyond
I love it.
this. So.
Next question, Rich. Please.
Okay. All right. Oh, this is a good one. What is the best game to cook, and how do you prepare it?
Well, that's an easy question. Curt, please lead us on this one. That's very easy.
I feel like you're trying to get some weird secret answer out of me. I'd say
No,
Midwestern
not at
whitetails,
all.
man.
Yeah, venison, dude. Venison.
Exactly.
Venison.
That's easy. Easy peasy.
I don't know. I'm a salmon guy, so I would say your
What
salmon
about that Sitka
D-Rocks.
deer? That Sitka deer was the best thing I ever had from Garrett.
It was good.
I suppose you consider that venison, but that Sitka was freaking.
Actually, funny
insane.
story is that in South Africa, everything that's killed as wild game is actually called venison. So it's something that when
Same thing here.
Yeah, exactly. Every wild game is called venison. Right, exactly. And people don't understand it, is they think venison is whitetail, but it's not the case.
So let's elaborate a little bit.
So yeah, get into the details. I want to know what is your favorite game? Like,
well, let's elaborate. Curt, let's get specific on that one night when we came out to Ohio and we shared the Airbnb. That one night, what was your favorite meal of the night, so to speak?
In Ohio?
No,
Iowa.
in Iowa.
He said Ohio, though. Yes.
I like
say Ohio.
I like the Sitka, but I like the scallops and the seafood that you guys have out there, man, because that's like a delicacy for us in the Midwest.
Me and Curt had that talk one time.
So, okay, let's go seafood then. Out of the scallops, the striper, and the lobster rolls, what was your favorite?
Scallops.
That shit was banging, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, so good.
We forget that the Midwest doesn't have that.
Yeah, I'll get access to
Yeah,
scallops.
that
Are
it's such a
really,
huge
really.
thing.
These were Maryland scallops, high fried in olive oil and
Yeah.
jalapenos. It just came out perfect.
Scallops are amazing if you do them right.
Yeah.
So
You know, Curt, you guys may trip into 150, but you don't have any scallops over there.
Damn, dude, I'll tell you what.
We're not tripping in any scallops out here. Mississippi mud scallops, maybe.
Yeah, I love it.
Lindsay, what do you have from Facebook?
Of course,
Damn, Curt. Haas says guinea pig all the way.
Haas, how's that backstrap guinea pig doing?
What the fuck?
I'm gonna go with.
How does this even chime into the episode?
We had a Caddy Cowboy called out ostrich as his favorite wild game.
I like ostrich.
So I'm just
ostrich
letting it
is
know.
banging though. It's like the roast beef bird.
It's like bison meets turkey meets
That red meat.
Yeah,
True,
it's
true.
It's the roast beef of the bird.
You could do a lot of things with it. So
I think my drive and my love is definitely still for whitetails. I love whitetails. I think there's 101 different recipes, and we live, breathe, and dream off that stuff. So that's definitely my favorite.
As a point out,
We
do you
talked
have
about it the
anybody that
last
does
time.
recipes? That's part of your sponsors, or
Lindsay does. She's my cook. She's my cook over here.
Believe it or not, the Podfather right here in front of your face. I'm the cook. I'm the camp cook.
well, I know that I've had.
we
your
have
food, so-
we have the
gonna
ghost.
say that-
We have the ghost hunter soon to be part of our recipes.
Don't hold your breath though.
Yeah.
So next question.
That last time that we had that whitetail where you had marinated for however long
For
everything-
4th of July,
Yeah,
right?
Dude,
I
that
brought
yeah.
freshly caught
that was
salmon and backstrap.
amazing, man.
Yeah.
Backstrap, like I told you the last time, man. The only problem was my kid ate half the damn thing.
It's simple recipe too. For backstrap, you just. I mean, it depends how you
Salt
want
and
to.
pepper.
Well,
Yeah.
it's
The important thing is keep your damn 4-year-old away from the damn backstrap.
But right,
That's it.
a good dry rub on something,
Hey,
right,
half
and
my beer.
then
Actually, I didn't even dry rub.
you
it.
don't dry rub your
No,
stuff. Huh?
it's red wine, preferably
He's a wet guy.
preferably Pinot Noir, pink Himalayan salt, or Himalayan pink salt. I'm Mexican, sorry, and freshly ground pepper. That's it.
Can I order a John beer?
There you go.
I could use some apple cider over here.
2 John beers and apple cider. Anyone else?
Pilsner, please.
Pilsner.
Simply beer.
2 John beers, Pilsner, and apple cider. And Lou?
I'm good. I have one.
Lou's good. So 2 John beers and apple cider and a Pilsner.
Hey, Curt, you still willing to stay on the line, or you need to get back to the?
I better get back to combing my deer heads like I was.
Hold
Yes.
on, I got one more question for Curt.
Okay.
Hey,
shoot.
Curt, you ever been bit by a rattlesnake?
Never. I live in Illinois, man.
Thank God. Thank
Anybody
God.
else bit by a
No,
rattlesnake?
I'm so thankful we don't. We do have rattlesnakes around here.
Yes, we do.
In a very limited part of the state, and I'm so thankful the parts of the state that I hunt, we do not have those damn things.
Northwest
Southern Illinois is supposed to have them.
Well, you got moccasins because I used to live in Southern Illinois. So
Really?
Yeah.
No, there's moccasins, and my uncle lives in Southern Illinois near Shawnee. Near Shawnee National Forest, and he actually ran over a timber rattler on the road, and like has pictures of it and everything. So you always hear the whitetail like, oh, there's timber rattlers, but I have seen one. So they are here. I don't think they're as common as people think, but they definitely are here.
Word.
Believe it or not, Rich, I was about 1 million years ago. I was one of the only non-veterinarians in Connecticut that was licensed to handle venomous reptiles.
Ooh, nice. I like that.
I love it.
That wouldn't surprise me at all because there actually is a lot of rattlers up
There is.
here in the Northeast. So
So
people
I-
don't realize that. Ticks, obviously is the number one thing. But
I have been bitten twice by copperheads.
Holy shit! Come on, in Connecticut.
Yeah, one of which.
yeah, very much so.
But
Yeah.
So I was bitten by moccasin and when I lived in Southern Illinois, but
hold-
then there's copperheads and there's rattlers here.
Hold on,
Yeah,
let's
so
hear what
I-
Lou has.
Let's
I've
hear the
been-
Connecticut.
when I was coming up in wildlife rehabilitation, because that's where I first started my whole wildlife love affair kind of thing, I suppose you could say. My interest was not in mammals at all. I ended up becoming a veterinary technician in dogs and cats and all that stuff, mainly because that's where I could make money. But my interest was in herpetology, in
That's awesome.
reptiles and amphibians. So, again, I was one of the only non-veterinarians in Connecticut to be licensed to handle venomous reptiles. Again, this is a million years ago. So
2 years ago for the listeners.
Yep.
Hey, Curt, we want to be sensitive to your time, man. We really appreciate coming on the show, man. And you
Yeah,
dropped some
thanks for
knowledge. Yeah, man. And I'll catch up to you soon, man. Thank you again, bro.
Hey, love
Yep,
you, brother.
guys.
Thanks.
Yep. Love you guys.
Kurt.
Have fun.
Thank you.
Have
All
a good
right,
night.
peace.
So, yeah, there were a couple of the critters that I was taking care of and helping kind of come along, and we ended up having a breeding pair in at a nature center where I was volunteering at. We thought that the two of them were too old
Yep.
to have a clutch. We figured they're just too damn old.
So they have a clutch like a turkey.
Yeah, I mean they'll lay.
We call a turkey nest a clutch.
Yeah, they're not going to be live born, but
Okay.
they will take care of their nest. But
Okay.
they're not going to be live born.
And how many will you see in one nest? In one clutch?
For copperheads, I mean it could be as few as 4 to 6. It could be as many as 12 and
Okay.
upwards.
So one and the same.
So did you do this studying in just Connecticut?
I ended up doing a bunch of work with a gentleman in New Jersey. I did some work going up and down. Kind of a weird thing. I was just talking to my dad about this. I ended up doing a really kooky thing at the time. The bald eagle was still an endangered species. Now, obviously, the bald eagle is. I'm good, thanks. Now the bald eagle is a protected species, but it's no longer endangered. So we ended up doing this thing going up and down the Hudson River, tagging bald eagle nests, and it was crazy as hell. Because the good thing is I could shimmy up a tree really freaking fast. The bad thing is if mom or dad is coming back to that nest, you're fucked.
You're in trouble.
Fucked.
Yeah.
Those are really, really big talons on a really pissed off bird if you're still up there.
You know what would really help you out is some wild edge steps for climbing that tree. You climb that tree with some wild edge steps, you're in a lot better game.
That was rough, because all we're doing is going up there, counting the eggs, slapping the tag on it, getting the fuck back down there.
Adrenaline.
I love it.
The adrenaline must have been going like crazy the whole time.
It was crazy.
So follow up on that is, have you guys ever seen turkeys fly?
Yeah,
And this is the thing that people don't realize.
Yeah.
This year in particular,
Every night.
This year in particular, I have seen more turkeys flying across the roadways than I have ever seen. I don't know if anyone can contest to this.
They
as
look
well.
really shitty flying, don't they?
But
they're
not
giant.
big flyers.
They're
Get
huge.
up there, man.
They're
They
huge.
get way up in those trees.
So that's like a big thing.
really
Like when they
shitty.
roost, they get high up on a hill and come down onto their roost. They fly every single night. They get high up on a hill and they fly into their trees.
But they're just not graceful.
To fly.
They're not at all.
No, they're
Well, you-
30-pound animals with giant.
I
fucking
mean, it's
wings.
like you or me doing the salsa. It
Are
just
you
doesn't
putting
work.
me in a category?
Dude,
of
both of
something?
us.
It's like
That's
the
not
European
cool.
versus
I'm
the
not
African
Latino.
swallow and the Monty Python. It's air to weight velocity, and it's all about those ratios.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah,
That's the problem is they've got so much weight they got to pull up in those things. So it's not about.
They can do it. They just don't
So they're not
look
carrying
very
coconuts
good
up into
doing
the
it.
trees.
No,
I'll tell
but-
you that.
Lou, are you trying to have a salsa dance off?
I don't. You know,
I mean,
Jeff,
Jeff, Jeff, I've known you a fucking 20-something years, but you can salsa dance?
No.
Is that what you're saying? You can salsa?
No, not at all, man.
I think
Not
my
at all.
last name Vega means I win.
Yeah,
No.
you won.
No, but even
See
on
you
that
later,
note,
buddy.
Are we getting a salsa dancing yet?
it sounds like it. Lou first try.
Rich, you got any more questions for us?
No, I'm going on the
Hang
salsa
on.
question.
All right. Yeah, let's stick on that for a minute. Trev has also done the bull riding contest with Stevie Moe from Working Class Bowhunter. I would love to see a salsa contest
with Lou
from Shabim Brewery. Are we going to do a salsa contest?
That can't be.
Is that what we're going to do?
I'm down.
Lou, do you know how to...
D-Rock's like, I'm down.
D-Rock knows how to salsa, clearly, but I don't think Trevor knows how at all.
I don't.
Trevor, was that salsa?
No, I don't think it's salsa.
I think that was a seizure.
Do you know salsa? I'm fucked.
Oh boy,
Rich Hoss, what up, brother? Ethics Archery, steroids for your arrows, bro. All of our arrows are cranking. Those spinning inserts that I've got for my decaps, dude.
681.
Dude, those things. No, I'm talking about spinning inserts, and I'm talking about your outserts for your deer arrows, dude. These spinning inserts. I did not adjust my windage. I'm shooting 4 fletch arrows with a whisker biscuit still. Yeah, I got a whisker biscuit. I don't care what you guys think. I love my freaking whisker biscuit.
Chin. I'm judging you.
I have killed so many animals with a whisker biscuit, and I'm gonna get up to the
you
HHA
have a whisker
Virtus.
biscuit on your chin.
Of course I do. It's,
No,
it's
wait,
my bib.
just wait.
It's my beer. It's my
Hey,
bib.
the Podfather's working on shit.
It's my
we'll
bib.
be up there.
But soon to come is the HHA Virtus. But right now the whisker biscuit is doing the trick. But those freaking spinning inserts, dude. All I did was just adjust my elevation and my.
Next question, please.
Yep, here we go. That's the safe word. Apparently, I talked too long, Hoss. So
Butthole.
Ethics Archery, steroids for your arrows. Love you.
All right, I'll put a simple question on now. What is the best lunch or snack to take on a hunt?
Oof. In the tree stand or in a ground blind?
Wherever you want.
Honestly,
Jerky.
yeah. I'm
Jerky.
going to have to go to the jerky, but what I actually...
Homemade jerky?
Nope.
Nope.
Oh, no.
No. Get a trump there.
I'm a trail mix guy.
Trail mix.
Okay.
Oh, Trev, you
Well,
have
what do you-
M&M's
High
and
protein,
raisins.
man. When I smoke something, I want to have that protein.
What are you smoking?
So, well, no, better yet.
Whitetails.
Smoking whitetails and herbals. Trev, what do you got in your trail mix, though?
I'm big
M&Ms.
with the M&Ms.
Okay, what kind of M&Ms?
That's not trail mix, by the way. It's just
Hold on.
M&M's.
Hold on, guys. Let's settle down.
I like raisins. I like peanuts, almonds,
Wait,
M&Ms.
you like peanuts or peanuts?
Peanuts.
Oh, okay. So, raisinets,
Shabin.
M&M's, peanuts. What else do you like in your trail mix?
Shabin.
What else do you like in your trail mix?
I like the almonds. The
Almonds.
The
I want to slap
almonds?
you. I want to slap the fuck out of them.
With the Almond Brothers or almonds?
cashews.
Almonds or almonds?
Penis.
Almonds. Almonds. Oh, whoa.
Pecans.
You know what,
I
guys?
said pecans.
Wait, we got Lindsay raising her hand. What do we got from Facebook?
Do any of us stalk?
Are we stalking?
Ryan and Trevor, why don't you guys answer that about the Mexican?
So I would like to talk about stalking. So stalking was not something that...
Wait. Let's refer to what you guys experienced from the Mexican when we hunted together at
He's a big
a certain
stalker.
spot.
Hold on a
He's
second.
a
I would like the
stalker.
definition of stalking because I
Okay.
don't think that would be legally allowed.
Oh, wait. Okay, let's...
Not when it
Valid.
comes to the
Valid.
human race, Rich.
I'll elaborate,
so-
and then I'll let these guys jump and piggyback. Trevor, Ryan, and I.
I'm Trev.
Trev.
Hello, I'm Ryan.
That's Ryan. We
Just in case anybody
hunted
wanted.
public land at a certain spot at the top of the mountain in a swampland. And as soon as this is my first time hunting with them, I think it wasn't opening day actually.
It was
So
October-ish.
No, it was before that because you guys were in your boxers. I'm like, okay. These
there's
guys,
opening
It's a
weekend.
mountain.
it wasn't opening because you guys are going through briars in just your skivvies.
Trevor was in his skivvies.
I'm in a wife beater and shorts, but I have my like netted kind of coveralls, and we're walking in. I'm like, okay, these rednecks really like to see each other's skin. I'll let them go in front of me so I can run away quickly. So we went through the briars, and I'm looking at Trev. Trev's not a small dude, man. You can't be ninja-like through briars like Trev. It's you just bear through them. Mm-hmm. This dude, I swear to God, I tip my hats off him because this dude just simply walked through the briars like they were brushing his bear-like fur. and just brushing the ticks off of his body. I don't know. I couldn't even fathom the thought of going through that. So what I did is I stayed close because whatever's brushing off his body is going to surpass me if I stay close, right? So this Mexican stayed close, and long story short, we all fanned out to different spots, and we're close to a swamp, close to was it a lake out there? It was a lake, right?
No, it's just a swamp.
A big swamp or pond, though?
No, it's it's just a swamp. It's a swamp.
And we were out there, and I kept on. Right, it was by the river, over the woods,
Grandma's,
through grandmother's woods. Anyways, so I'm hearing this.
To the woods we go. Hi ho, hi ho.
Wait, what's the question again?
The question is, I don't know, but what I was saying is, going with these guys, right? I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But we get into a tree as we fan out, and it's about stalking, by the way.
Yeah, you guys stalkers.
Right, which I'm still very confused about.
You got your laptop. You got your laptop.
I am not putting stalking in my Google search right now.
So none of us are getting any action.
It was
right?
actually a Facebook guy that asked the stalking.
I get action all the time. I don't know what you're talking
guys,
about.
hear me out.
I am
Hear me
not
out.
putting stalking in my search engine.
We're losing our listeners. Hear me out. Hear me out, please. So the stalking,
Gracias.
we're fanned out in different trees, and we're all collaborating, which is probably borderline as far as like electronics and group hunting. But
Agreed.
we know the fine lines, and no one's getting any action. But I'm the only one hearing shit get into water, get out of water. It could have been a beaver or a deer, but it sounded more like a deer because I was hearing what I pictured in my head, rubs on a tree and splashing around in the swamp. So what I decided to do is get down from the tree and actually start to stalk. And that's what I heard. Were a few grunts, a few rubs.
Oh, I wish we had the tree thrasher.
I know. I'd be rubbing all up and down.
Otherwise, it's just a little...
No.
A little against some wood. But I'm not going to rub it against Rich's nice tables here. But if we had the tree thrasher, we'd be able to give you that first-hand experience of that.
So it wasn't like that at all. Ryan's just butthole right now. But I was getting...
Wicked tight butthole if you watch Workaholics.
Oof. But he's a porn star, so it's
a
not
whole
that
different
tight.
porn star thing,
But
right.
no.
Speaking of
thank
stalking,
you, Illuminati.
that-
I'm good. But anyways, so I get down off my tree and I start stalking. And I go in full ninja mode. And Trev's like, what do you see? It's been like, what, maybe 10, 15 minutes?
Yeah.
I'm sweating my
I do remember
balls
this.
off.
I'm into it.
Sweating my balls off. And I keep on hearing the noises. As soon as I get to the swamp, all the noises stop. And I hit up Trev and Ryan on the group text. Is like, I think I busted him, man. I think I busted him.
I
So
still
to
don't
answer
know
your-
what you're
You
doing.
busted that beaver, man.
I'm basically... No, on a serious note, though. On a serious note. So
Y'all are hunting via
deer.
communication one deer?
Text messages.
Not necessarily one deer.
Because that's kind of stalking.
It is. So
It's legal in the hunting world.
Okay.
what it boils down to is we started... And this is the rookie in me, though. What everyone needs to understand is I've only been hunting deer for 2 years. You can't stalk deer unless you're like high plains, mountain to mountain, mule deer hunting or something like that. I'm not saying it's impossible, but to stalk a deer in the hard woods, that's pretty damn near impossible.
It's
If you could do that, you deserve your own TV show. And fuck East Coast Bowhunting Podcast is like you should be on TV.
Stalking
national platform.
is to a whole different level. I mean, getting into that animal's world and being one with the nature and slipping into its bed, and I mean, you're like a robber gone wild. I mean, it's not an easy task, and being silent. There's very few and far between.
I got close though that day. Remember?
I agree, man. And
You remember that day.
but it's not an easy task. I mean, I don't care how you do it. And it can happen, but it's to the wind. There's a lot of things that play a role into being a very good stalker, hunting. Because you're getting into these guys' bedrooms, you're getting into their homes, and you have to really, really be on top of your game. And it's not a very easy thing.
So, Caddy Cowboy's chiming in and saying that it's easier to stalk a doe versus a buck. I can see his perspective, but
Agreed.
I'm very, very new, so please, this is my opinion only. I kind of disagree only because the doe has the motherly instinct.
Okay.
Versus a buck, where a buck may reside. You got to think like the herd. A buck will stay in its bedding, right? And if you bust a buck out of its bedding, it worked for him, so he'll be back, right? Versus a doe trying to protect its young.
It'll never come back.
I won't say never, but it's very unlikely, and I agree with Trev.
She will abandon her fawns.
I think any...
She will abandon her
depends
fawns.
on the predator, yes. Depends on the predator.
If it's a human predator coming in there, she smells a human, she's out.
I disagree, actually, because I've seen different.
Well, when you get those humans out there picking up the fawns and they're taking them home, she smells that. Yeah, no. If you find a fawn out there, I recently read a thing, is if the fawn's
butthole. Let's hear
ears,
Caddy for a second.
No, well, hang on. Okay. If the fawn's ears are curled, then that means they are dehydrated and you leave them alone. If the fawn's ears are straight and they're straight up and it looks like they're listening, that means they're well hydrated and they're taken after by their mother and you leave them alone. So that's just one thing that I've seen on many different pages, many different forums, is if you come encounter
what about
with...
real life, though?
Real life? Well,
because
that is real life.
I've seen different.
You know what, D-Rock? Go ahead and take it over. Go ahead. That's what you like to do. Go ahead and take it over.
I think you guys are both right. And look, I bet if these are the guys that were calling in earlier from Iowa versus different places, I'm just talking to some of the guys that are in the lobby here at Shabine. We hunt different spots, man. You know, these guys are from Bloomfield, Connecticut. They're hunting in the ghetto. The answer is going to be different than when we're hunting out in big ag fields. When I was saying that I have a different reaction from a doe than I have a buck, that's in our area of Coventry, God's Heaven, Connecticut. I can't walk up on a buck in Coventry. It ain't going to happen. They're used to being hunted. Not going to happen. Where Trev and I and D-Rock, we've set up spots where I have deer blocking intentionally, where I know where deer are going to be. We have high spots with stuff that we've put up there, where it's old trees, whatever. So we have a wall. We know we can walk up. And actually, Gary Hall, one of Trevor's friends, set me up with a new product a couple years ago called Hex. And the design of that product is it blocks the energy field of your body when you're walking up on an animal. And they've tested it. You guys can YouTube it. The first time that I ever put that on, I crawled 100 yards towards a doe. I swear if it was a buck, that wouldn't have worked. It was in my food plot. It didn't sense me, didn't see me. I crawled with my bow the whole way, got within 30 yards, and I shot that doe. I'm convinced if that was a buck, there's no way he wouldn't have spooked. She knew something was there. She was looking right at me, but couldn't tell what I was. I got within my distance. I was able to get a spot, and I was able to get a shot, and I shot a doe. Stalking. And I don't think that I could ever have done that with a buck where we hunt. And I think that that's why you're right. I think that's why you're right. That same thing might be true in a different area. There's the bucks that live in dirty water hanging out at McDonald's versus the bucks that are out in Iowa that eyeball a human at 300 yards. They behave differently.
I'm going to give a big Instagram shout out to our boys, Where to Hunt, Mr. Eric Clark. And I can't thank you enough,
what's
Eric.
up, brother?
Thank you, Eric, for joining in on Instagram.
From Where to Hunt. Woo woo.
Hell yeah.
That's another podcast that you should listen into, not just Working Class Bow Hunter podcast. If you want to listen out of Working Class Bow Hunter is Quad Cities area. Where to Hunt podcast is Wisconsin. There's certain podcasts you should listen to. Michigan, you definitely want Bow Hunter Chronicles, Adam Miller, or Deer Hunter Podcast, Kevin Vistenson, both really highly reliable sources out of Michigan. Pennsylvania / Ohio, because of his connections. Clint Campbell from Truth from the Stand podcast. He's recently been on the show. I mean, there's a ton of good information. And, of course, East Coast Bowhunting Podcast for your East Coast information. But let's move things along. Trev, or Richard, sorry.
I have one last question because we got to definitely wrap it up before people start dropping like flies.
Yeah.
Here. So and this one's a fun, easy one
Here
for everybody
we go.
here. All right, so what is your best tattoo, and what is the most risky place you have that tattoo?
Trev,
Oh,
go.
man, no, we want to end with Trev. We want to end with him.
All right, Ryan, go.
Somewhere.
Tattoos.
So my best tattoo is I got a half sleeve of. There's a lot of different styles of the tattoo that I have. Of it's a Euro mount as the base, and the antlers are trees. And my tattoo artist, he loves skulls. He loves dead things. He loves going on it. And I showed him a variance of what I wanted with the general Google, Euro mount tattoo with what we have as the, as the top. And I said, go with it. Do your thing. And he went with it. And we did 5 hours. We did a half sleeve in 5 hours. And I've got a lot more to go with it. But I've got a Euro mount on the bottom with a lot of leaves surrounding it. And then the top of the mount, or the top of the tattoo and the mount, are the antlers coming into trees with a hunter in it shooting down a good buck. And in the future, of course, I want to do some ducks coming down through the trees, some turkeys, everything in it.
So what do you have, though?
I do not have any risky tattoos as far as that goes.
What's your favorite, though?
My favorite is that. Of course, I spent 4.5 hours on that. It's my favorite one.
You have a dope tattoo with
it's a
guy
real
in a
dope
tree
tattoo.
stand.
It's a real dope tattoo. So I'm going to do a shameless plug here to Bent and Twisted Tattoo in Wellington, Connecticut. Steve Kiss, anything
The
you want.
$100 tattoo on your penis?
Well,
That wasn't a risky tattoo?
No, that one was free. I didn't pay for that. He did that on his own. Okay, he did that for free for some favors.
He said, "Well, this is big landscape."
Pretty much.
I'll put a tattoo on it. Okay.
He figured it was a good landscape for his, broadcast to show it at different shows and such. Oh, there goes my beer. But
you're cut
that was my favorite tattoo. That's the best one I got. I don't have any shameless ones like some others may have. So let's move on here.
All right, so my best tattoo, as Ryan the porn star elaborates and cleans up himself. Yeah, he got a little wet there, and you can't blame him. He gets excited, and that's what happens. That's why he's Ryan the porn star. I don't have any risky tattoos, but my best tattoo, my favorite one, has two different sides of me. I'm a go-getter. I'm very aggressive. My two favorite ones is I have my Grim Reaper on a crotch rocket, a ninja bike, street bike.
All right.
On the inside of my right arm because I'm a speed freak and I love adrenaline. And my left arm has a mural of a mule deer with the working class bowhunter emblem on one side of its head, as well as a lake bass jumping out of the river. And then I also have, shout out to Sandra Summer, my future wife-to-be in August, our mutual compass tattoo. Mine's more nautical with her initials on it. So that's mine. Trev, what you got?
So I have every single tattoo I have is risque.
Chef's got a lot of tattoos.
Yeah, he doesn't think.
So
he does.
I have a girl sitting on a dead deer drinking a beer. I have them all.
Chef, let's get the age range of when you got your tattoos.
I just
16 to 17 is when you got your tattoos?
I've had my tattoos from the time I was 18 all the way up. But in all honesty, I think that my favorite and most best tattoo is the East Coast Bowhunting Podcast tattoo. And that's only not for what it is, but it's just to remind me.
What it represents, right?
It's what I represent in the unity of the brotherhood of all of us getting together and just even being here tonight on this podcast with Shabine and all my friends and the things that I love day in and day out and the people that I've met along the way. So that's probably my favorite tattoo. Thanks, Catty Cowboy.
Oh my God, the service here kind of sucks a bit, but
that's because we're
awesome.
on the town line.
How about one more from Lou? What do you got?
Lou, what's your favorite tattoo?
I've got. I only have two tattoos. One I have. Shout out to my boys over at Strength Tattoo. Sean, love you if you're listening. He did my first tattoo on my left arm, which is kind of a broken version of a V for my last name. The other one was done by my cousin Cindy, who's working out in Philly. Shout out to Cindy Vega. And that's done as a maple leaf with a mushroom inside of it.
Mushrooms are good.
Mushrooms are great.
Kind of on the idea. So I love the line work of this particular sketch work that she had done. We still want to expand on it. We just haven't gotten around to it. So it's gonna get crazy.
Rich, do you have any tattoos?
Soon.
Not yet. And as a matter of fact, I'm putting you on blast, Rich. Once us three get a Shabine tattoo on our bodies, we get to drink here for free, right? That was the agreement?
I don't know, man. That's pretty good.
Right?
For the day.
No. Well, for the day that we arrive, yeah. You're right. For the day that we arrive.
We'll figure it out. All right. So, to answer that question, that's...
Oh, shit.
Ninja tip of the day. Ninja tip. Now, I'm cutting it off because that's the rules.
Oh, it's got to be.
So, yeah. So, ninja tip of the day, Luis Vega. What you got?
Holy crap,
Any
man.
good outdoors tip that you think, as an aspiring bow hunter, ninja tip of the day?
Scent. Keep your scent down. Stay out of the wind.
That's good fucking advice from an inspiring bow hunter.
Yeah, stay out of the wind.
I love it.
Damn, you've been doing your research. Richard, what you got? Ninja tip of the day.
Halfway through a sip.
Don't drink milk before you go out.
Why is that?
Flatulence.
Oh. Don't give off your scent. I like that one. That's good. Butthole. What do you got?
Apparently, I'm butthole now.
We're on the
Ninja tip of the day.
I'm going to kind of go off of what Rich said. Scent lock will not keep your flatulence in.
But scent crusher is better.
Scent crusher is better. Ozonics. But
is
scent
good,
lock,
but scent crusher is the best.
Correct. Scent crusher is the way to go, but scent lock alone will not keep your flatulence in, so have a backup plan. Trev, what you got?
New use for the butt plug.
With it being turkey season, it's keep your friends close and your enemies closer. And what I mean by that is keep the douchebag guides even closer than your friends.
Wow.
Trev, you're going to be right next to me then. So, hit it.
Let me... yeah, that's where I put that.
What rattles your antlers? I want to start with Trev.
What rattles my antlers is...
Ryan, what rattles your antlers?
What rattles my antlers, man, is you're going into these spots that you've gone into year in, year out, and you've found these birds. But you know what? These birds are not the mile in like you're used to. They're within parking range of this parking spot. And you're hitting an owl call, you're hitting a hen call, whatever you want. Exactly. You're hitting that call from the freaking parking lot. They're within 30, 40 yards of the parking lot. So you know what? Every Tom, Jim, and Harry, they're gonna Tom, Dick, and Harry. Sorry, I'm gonna keep a
or
little
Henrietta.
He's right across from you.
Hey, what's up, Dick? So any Tom, Dick, and Harry that are going to this parking lot, they're going to hear these birds. So you're hiking a mile in like you're used to, but you know what? Now these birds are 20 yards from the freaking parking spot. So every Tom, Dick, and Harry that's coming to these parking spots looking for birds, they're going to find these same birds you're looking for. So at the same time, keep going back to your roots. Keep going back to where you know these birds are, because they may not be vocal because they're mature birds and they know what to do. So just because you're hearing these birds, come turkey season, of course, just because you're hearing these birds within 30, 40, 100 yards, 200 yards within the turkey spot, within the parking spot, keep moving. Stick to your roots a little bit when it comes to turkeys, because they're going to do the same things in and out every single year. So don't let those immature hunters, don't let those newbies, don't let them get to you with those birds that are gobbling within.
Or guide them douchebags in, right? Like give them pointers to guide them away from your spots. Yeah.
You know what?
So that's where they can learn, though.
But you know what, though? Guide them away from your spots. If you're interested in just killing those birds,
No,
guide
but
them away
that's
from them.
yeah, that's a good ninja tip. This way they can learn on their own, and it guides them away from your spots.
I'm hoping this is a real quick question. How much land does somebody have to have in order to be able to hunt
10.
on their land?
10 acres
10
with
acres
a gun,
or more.
10 acres?
0 with a bow.
With a bow. With a bow, you don't need acreage. You just need a bow.
Really?
That's it.
Amazing, right?
So mine's going to be a shout out to our man,
Grab
the
your
whitetail
fucking
drifter. And it's going to be
I
what
ain't
rattles
going
my
to my dad's
antlers,
house.
assholes, target shooting on public land.
Oh, you saw that on the story?
He called me and we talked about it, and I agree with him.
You know
100%.
what? Know why?
Amen.
He didn't get that lit. He needed to light it up and kind of, some shit you just need to bounce
Let it
off.
go.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, but I agree with him, man.
You
They
need-
almost
you
shot
need to
my
Elsa
dog.
that shit.
They almost shot my dog on public land target shooting.
Elsa that shit. You know
I
what I
love
mean?
it. Did
you
Every
say
dad,
Elsa?
every daddy
in the
knows.
place does
Every
that.
daddy out there knows.
Let it go, let it go.
Right. You need
Nah,
to Elsa that shit.
but-
Oh, I know what you're talking
But
about.
my rattle antlers.
Yes,
is
I have a
definitely
little
shout out
girl,
to our
okay?
boy
Don't
Connor.
judge.
My shout out for rattle your antlers is definitely to Connor. Because it's definitely disrespectful, and I've had it happen to me, and I get where he's coming from, but let it go.
Word.
Public land, man.
Well, mine would be
Elsa.
internet trolls. So,
Elaborate.
well, people that respond to things. Oh yeah, I hear Lauren shouting in the background.
Illuminati. Illuminati.
It's all good, man. Just chat and relax and respond. And
Let it go. What's yours, Lou? What's your rattle the antlers, man? What rattles your horn antlers?
That's a really good question because I don't have a whole lot of feelings, so they don't get hurt very often. So the only thing I could really think of is passing judgment on people that want to do the shit they want to do. You want to hunt, you should hunt. You want to eat vegetables, you should eat some damn vegetables. You want to drink
Asparagus.
beer, drink some damn beer. You want to smoke weed, smoke some damn weed. Leave everybody the fuck alone.
What if you want to shank people?
Well,
that's on you, man.
As long as they are right with it, it's cool.
When you're Latino, you can shank whoever the
Yeah.
fuck you want.
Shank at a distance.
Just-
Grab your bow.
Right?
Shank at a
I
distance.
like it.
What rattled my antlers? As of late, not much, man.
Yeah.
I'm a really happy dude. I'm here at Shabim Brewing. I'm here with my boys.
Drinking John beer.
Drinking John beer and
Simply beer.
Johnny B.
Simply beer, Alpaca Blanca, like the best of the best.
The
We're
smoothie.
bringing beer,
Puffin' Pass.
smoothie shop,
That's it, man.
Tattooed and Wild, the Modern Assassin, the Outdoor Group, Elite Archery.
Nor'easter game calls.
I mean, we could go down the list. Tree
I love
Thrasher,
JJ Lawhorn.
JJ Lawhorn, what's up? I mean, all the way down. Wild Edge Inc., We Love You Boneyard, The Leader, Cody DeQuisto, Working Class, Curt Geier, Eric Hammond, Steve Moeller, Doug Schmidt, The Intern. I
Tank.
mean, yeah, Cameron Tank. I mean, all the way around.
All the people that surround us day in and day out. We love you all.
Nick Albanese, Tech Driver TV.
Zeus Broadheads.
I mean, they're all out there. Ryan the Buddha, Chris Silk.
How about Shabim Brewing?
Shabim Brewing's all right.
Hey,
they're okay. Yeah, they're okay.
Have you guys ever been there before?
Rich?
They're cool.
We're trying it out. We're trying it out.
It's our shit, man.
Fits like a glove. Round of positivity. I started it.
Positivity, man. It's just the people that surround us day in and day out. We got Caddy Cowboy in studio with us today. The Shabim
Isn't he a stud,
boys.
though? It's
He's-
hard not
he's
to
not
look at
that
him.
good looking, dude. So stop looking at him. But I'm just saying.
Stop acting like he is to try and butter him
No,
up. Here,
it's not
oh,
working. I
jeez. No,
beg to
he's trying to
differ.
get him. Oh, here we go.
I just want to say thank you to D-Rock. He came by to my little kid's one-year birthday party on Saturday, unannounced, and brought a dress for my kid that matched my wife's dress for Easter. I don't even care if this
Yo,
is gay,
he's been
man.
in your bedroom
Thank
before.
you. It
Talk
made-
about stalking.
He's creepy as fuck, but we
That's
really
not real.
appreciated it, so thank you.
He gets away from all the video cameras,
just
all that shit. He gets
the
away from it. And he knows
positivity,
what's going on.
the positivity that goes around is just that we all live for one another, and the love and the unity and everything. It's just a positive thing.
Word. Luis Vega. What you got?
I'll tell
Round
you
of
what, man,
positivity.
I'm gonna stay on. I'm gonna stay on some like crazy hippie stuff right there.
I love it.
You know, and this is going back to what we talked about earlier in the beginning with the whole Connecticut Brewery Collective and all that stuff, Ben. I love the fact that all of us in the hunting culture, I love the fact that all of us in the brewery culture are getting together, collaborating, sharing ideas, sharing information, getting the shit out there, making people aware of the fact that we are here and we are rolling it out, and we want you all to have our stuff. We don't make it just for us. We make a lot of beer because we want a lot of people to have it. Drink up, folks. Cheers.
More beer,
Cheers.
more cheer. Richard Visco, what you got?
I'm out of questions, by the way.
round of positivity. Something positive. What's something positive?
I'm not very positive. So.
You are, though. You are, though.
No,
you really are.
I really do like the fact that you guys have come into our house and have taken over the brewery and have made this place look amazing. And you bring such a different vibe to our place. You know, like we're brewers. We make beer. We obviously open to the public. We serve it to them. But when we do these events, it's so awesome. You guys, and we're not even hunters, by the way, as well, too. That's the awesome thing about it. It's just so much fun. I really recommend to everybody to listen in the future and come in here to see what's going on here. It's a lot of fun. I think we've been going for
2 hours and 38 minutes.
39 minutes.
Yeah.
So it is out of control. So I just love the fact that you guys have come in here and just have open mind and allowed us to turn the reins on and ask the questions back. I have 10,000 more questions, by the way, as well.
We need to do a part two.
Part two's coming.
There's definitely a part two. So you guys, I appreciate you guys coming here. I love every one of you, and I appreciate everything you guys have done. So keep it up.
Thank you, Rich.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you,
We
Rich.
can't thank you enough, brother.
Ryan, what you got?
Round of positivity going off Rich's. I'm thankful for being here in Shabine Brewery. Thanks to Rich. Thanks for Lou for this. This freaking beer is incredible. For those of you that D-Rock has not sent beer out to, get yourself some Shabine. You probably can't get it, so ha-ha. But we got the Shabine out here at the East Coast. You hear us cracking beers and talking Shabine, but thankful for being here. Turkey season is so freaking close. These birds are gobbling and strutting everywhere.
2 weeks?
And 2 days.
2 days.
2
Hey,
days.
yeah.
Oh, Rich.
You know, we're all about
Turkey season's right here. I'm thankful for everyone, all of our listeners that came out, all of our followers, our family, our friends, our girls, that our wives, our friends, our family, everyone that's been in on this. I'm thankful for everyone. Positive note, East Coast Bowhunting Podcast.
Love it. All right, Caddy Cowboy saying one more in Coventry. I can't speak for anybody else, but when I came to
right too, Coventry is right.
When I came to this brewery the first time, there were no liquor stores in Coventry that sold Shabine. I can now go to 4 liquor stores within driving distance of my house, and I can get every beer you guys sell. Yeah. And that's because we all bitched and yelled and screamed and said, "Sell me some goddamn Shabine."
You know what?
And I ask these boys. They used to bring me the free shit. Now they come to my house and my fridge is stocked with the shit that I paid retail for.
Yeah, buddy.
Caddy Cowboy,
Amen.
thank you.
And on that note, stay stepping
and
Stay slaying.
Podcast go straight to hell. Yeah. Speaking of hell, check out East Coast Bowhunting Podcast.
We keep it real on the East Coast.
First of all, I'm addicted to the show.
I like that. That's cool. Okay.
Heart, you live it, you breathe it. It's a whole different world.
Just East Coast has a little bit more of an edge and a grind. It's a fantastic thing. You guys are fucking awesome.
Well, number one is you guys like beer. I want to feel like I'm hanging with the boys.
You're the guys that showed up.
But I actually saw Jesus. The point where it is now, where it's insane. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Just want to get the realest people possible in the industry. And if you're not pissing people off, you're not doing it right.
Nothing forced. It's all fucking natural.